Right. Okay. It should probably be fine. I've been having really bad on issues all day, so hopefully it can hold up for at least the majority of the stream, if not most of it at least. That'd be very nice. Hello, Chia, what's good, what's happening? Hopefully everything's good on your end. It's game day. It's the penultimate game day. It's a very massive one for the league. We'll be keeping tabs on both games pretty much as it goes on. But how yous doing? Hopefully everyone's good. We've got a couple of things to try and sort out here first, obviously, but I mean, for the most part, it should be hopefully a good game from us. We need to win. Ideally, that is the absolute minimum. Let's be fully honest. Right now, we could sit there and go through all the kind of situations, but realistically, we know that winning is the best thing we can do. Keeps it in our own hands. Realistically, that is the bare minimum we can hope for. But as long as we keep the kind of boots grounded like we did a few days ago, then it should hopefully be a similar type of performance. But nothing's ever really set in stone with a Celtic side that has been very inconsistently consistent. So we can only hope for the best, right? Realistically, if we can get a decent performance, fantastic. If we don't, then we're going to be under real pressure. But realistically, a point keeps us in it. So as long as we don't lose today, technically the fight's still alive for the title. But it's nice to see you, Trev. Hope you're well, my guy. We definitely need to win. That is 100% agreed upon. I do apologise in advance, by the way. There's a couple of internet issues that I've been having over the last day or two specifically. Might happen during this stream at points, so if there's like a lag dip or something, I do apologise in advance. But we'll kind of work with what we've got for now, and hopefully we can load up everything here without too much problems or hassle. Let me just do that right now. So if you want a little situation and rundown of what's happening, obviously we've got 2 games going on at the same time, technically 3 that could be very crucial to that top 4 race. I mean, from Motherwell's perspective, they know that if Hibs lose to Rangers today, they've got 4th basically locked in regardless of what happens on the final day. And well, I mean, Rangers will feel a little bit happy in terms of pride, right? They realistically just want a win for themselves, but the main focus is obviously going to be on Motherwell and Celtic, and of course Hearts and Falkirk, because I mean, all the coverage is basically focused on Hearts and Falkirk, to be honest with you, from everything that I'm seeing anyway. A lot of people are kind of, at least from a neutral perspective, they're definitely backing Hearts to be the favourites by a good distance. But I mean, we've got belief. Fir Park's always a very hard place to play, and they've got some really good solid players that can cause problems. Again, Hearts came here a few match days ago and had a very, well, I think it was actually the last match day, my apologies, and they really gave Hearts a run for their money. Honestly, could have won the game. They got a little bit lucky with some calls here and there, the same way the Hearts did. It's just tended to be one of those games. But I mean, hopefully the bare minimum is that we just get a fucking victory, right? As long as we're not doing anything silly, we should be fine. So again, for Motherwell, their lineup is about what you would expect. It's Callum Ward starting in between the sticks. The man is by far and away one of the better goalkeepers in this league, although it surprised me to see Dundee's keeper being the kind of comfortable league leader when it comes to saves. So I mean, Callum Ward's been up there. I think he's tied for 3rd right now, so good for him in that sense. But I mean, it's that defensive partnership. I mean, one of the key battles that a lot of people are talking about today will mostly be in that box, and it will most likely be Maeda against O'Donnell. So that matchup is interesting because O'Donnell was brilliant against Hearts. He basically came in clutch with that defensive clearance after the line that kept them in the game early on, and obviously it gave them a real kind of foothold in the match, let's say. It could have got really ugly for them. So I mean, for that perspective, they'll be quite happy that they have someone with that type of experience at the back. And obviously, because there is no Welsh due to the loan rules, they've gone with Kutrombis as their other kind of centre back pairing, which makes sense. Longjello and Sparrow as their kind of full back pairings, and it's the kind of thing that I was speaking about with Flash. I don't know if he'll be in chat or if he'll be just kind of doing his own thing, but wherever he is, I hope he's enjoying himself. But it's what I said, what I was kind of hoping and well, more or less fearing that Motherwell would do. They'd go full strength. They kind of go with Saeed and Maswahise kind of starting either flank, so they've got the physical partnership with the balls into the box, with Callum Slattery playing as that anchor in the middle, but obviously Fadinger and Watt playing in behind could give them some anchor options, and especially with quick plays out towards the flanks, they'll be open that they can get that kind of quick movement, especially if they win the ball in the midfield. They'll kind of go for that quick counter press as fast as possible, and they'll just starting up front as kind of the middleman. You would expect them to do some damage, to be fully honest with you. It's nice to see you, Aldo. Hope you're well, my guy. I mean, both stadiums are absolutely packed out, as you would imagine. All we can really hope for is that there's a half decent performance for these boys. I mean, the minimum is that we get a fucking win, right? That is the absolute minimum. If we don't do that, then technically is still in our hands, but it requires us to get a pretty respectable win. But like I said, we'll be keeping tabs on the other games as well. But for those that are coming in, nice to see you, hope you all well. This is our lineup. It's pretty much what you would expect. A couple of changes that you would probably have expected and predicted that Maeda and O'Neill would have probably have made after that game against Rangers. But there's no McCown starting on the right wing. Thank fuck for that. It's pretty much what we would have hoped for, the rotatory system between Yang and Tenekte, where you'll have Tenekte on the left sometimes, Yang on the right sometimes, and you'll kind of have them rotate as necessary, with Maeda being the anchor that will kind of just do whatever's necessary in between them as the off-the-ball runner. Nigrin's more or less going to be that anchor man up forward. That's why we tend to see him as more of an advanced forward than a central attacking midfielder, because he likes to hold the ball up that kind of edge of the box area anyway. So that's definitely what you would expect us to do. Pretty much what we should have done actually a few days ago. It's what we're doing here. The rest of the team is basically bar for bar the same though. Sinisalo, Scales, Trusty, Johnston, Tierney, McGregor and Arn. Can't really argue with that whatsoever. All we can really hope for is a half decent fucking performance, lads. Oh, this is where things could get nailed, because like I said, if Hearts get the job done against Falkirk, it will definitely go to the final day. But Celtic minimum need to pick up a point. It is the absolute fucking minimum we have to do. Anything besides that is going to be problematic. We kick off in about a minute or so here. The boys are just getting ready. They're in the huddle as we speak. Oh, I'll tell you what, man, the stress is there for sure, man, but we've got the hope. I definitely believe in the boys. I mean, Askell's got them playing some decent stuff from Motherwell's perspective, but again, with the way that we've played over the last few match days, something seems to have jailed. I don't know if it's just that mentality coming in at the right times, but we know what we need to do. The absolute minimum is just get on the board early if we can. If we can start fast, that's fucking brilliant. But again, it's always going to come down to circumstance, and Motherwell are one of those teams that have caused us problems before, at least a handful of times as well. So as long as we don't make too many mistakes, then we should be able to see this one out, but nothing's ever set in stone. And like I said, we'll be keeping tabs on that other match as well. I know you're seeing a black screen, but just give it a second. There you go. We'll be keeping tabs on that alongside it once that kicks off as well. We're just pretty much like 30 seconds out. But the ball is ready. We are ready. Football time should be upon us now. So again, this will be about a minute or so behind when it comes to updating things. Nice to see you, Jimmy Six Pouches. Always love seeing that name, big man. Hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Oh, that's very, very kind of you, my guy. Well, it's good to have you here. Any part of the community is welcome. It's a good little start from us if we can pop it in behind. I mean, Motherwell are playing not in their home traditional kit, not in the classic kind of maroon and yellow combo. It's the almost old school navy and white, which is kind of looks more like a Dundee kit, to be honest with you, but I do fuck with it. It's quite nice. But Celtic are going to start high octane as you would expect. Nice little pitch in behind there. Although Johnston's going to be put under some pressure, so he'll just send it up the line and do what he needs to do, and that's honestly fine enough. No real stress there. There's already a chance for us to win it in the latter stages. There's a trip up there. There'll be definitely an advantage for sure played. And the referee pulls it back for that indeed, so not a bad start from us at all. Trying to get aggressive and on the ball early, Yang with a quick shift in behind. Not bad at all. Should just do that, and hopefully this should kind of be alongside us as well. I suppose if I do that, it might, it'll refresh. I suppose we can keep a look so you can see the table, because obviously a lot of teams are live today, and obviously Rangers and Hibs kick off in pretty much the same amount of time, so that entire table will be not necessarily switching, but it could be updating scores each way inside. I just want a stat to come up, but that usually happens after the first shot, so bear with me until that point. We do have it in the final third. Trusty is pretty much anchored in that position. Decent little switch, nothing too particularly difficult on that ball in behind, but we deal with it nonetheless. Tenekte is just going to be forced to pop that back to Scales instead. Calm enough, big man, we'll take that. Sinisalo definitely acting as a sweeper keeper for sure. Nice little taking touch for Scales. He'll just try and bomb forward where he can there. It's a nice little pass inside, and Tenekte's overpitched at a fucking belter, to be honest, but goes back to Sinisalo, so no real stress about the situation. You would expect it to be a pretty open game, especially in the early stages. Motherwell know that realistically, as long as Rangers do the job for them, then, well, they're pretty much guaranteed to be locked in for fourth place. But if Hibs do win, and obviously Motherwell lose today, then it would be a final day decider between the two of them, which is a pretty interesting match-up. Nice little ball out to that far side. Sparrow seems to be just being, he seems to be prominent on that overlapping. Maeda nearly gets there on the press, and to be fair, Scales just about deals with that one, but he's put himself under pressure, although good physicality for the Irishman. Manages to force, I think it's Fardinger, it was Fardinger that tried to go in the press to win it and just kind of bodied him down and out, which is more than fine. It is definitely a nice wee kit. The more you see it, it kind of grows on you. It's a good bit of physicality for Scales to win that one again. He seems up for it. Nice little pop away from the defensive space at the back. They tried to go long with it, I respect it, but it was never really going to work out there, and Trusty's calm enough, kind of taps it back to Sinisalo and just kind of gives the signal to be like, lads, a wee bit of communication would be quite nice. Was the goal difference looking right? Right now it stands at 3. So if Celtic score 2 today, then I'll score 1, then theoretically a goal or 2 would be more than enough. I don't know if he kept that in for, I think it's a throw-in instead. Fair enough, Tierney will not fault that one too much. They do have some physical boys in that box. Like I said, I mean, Said's a wee threat in his own right. You've got O'Donnell, Kotrumbis, definitely physical presences. But they've gone for a short layoff and a quick lay into the box. It's gone over everyone, thankfully for us in the end, but it could still be dangerous for the Steelemen. Well held up and popped into space, although Celtic should come away with this one if Niedren's touch is decent enough. He gets bundled under the pressure of the ball, and again, just good physicality for O'Donnell up. I love the collar. That wee Motherwell collar is sick. I mean, there we go, we've got like live updates and all that there. Nice to see you, Flash. We'll give him a go. There's a few ways for people to watch this game. He's got to the byline. That's a nice ball over the top. No one's really there on the run, which could have been threatening. It's still dangerous though. McGregor at the edge of the box gets scampered on, and apparently the referee's, I was going to say, it was a bit of a trip up on McGregor there. He should have got the foul for it. The referee took a second to think and eventually got there in the end. Thank you, John. I mean, it was quite obvious. 2 hands kind of catches him, and then it's a slight push on the back. I mean, it is soft in its own ways, but multiple small fouls do add up. It's not in an area where they can maybe go for range, but it's certainly in an area where we can put a very dangerous ball into the box, cause some damage. And again, we've not got too many physical threats, but Scales and Trust, they do tend to win headers when they get on the end of them anyway, especially on the runs. That's probably why they're starting on the edge of the box here. Looks to be a zonal kind of approach. Although apparently there's been a goal update for those that are curious. Apparently Hibs have taken the lead against Rangers. That's interesting. I guess we'll get the confirmation of that in a second. So that could have been dangerous for Celtic. It was not a bad strike for range actually from Arn. It kind of catches the side netting on the way through. A few kind of half cheers, I thought it maybe crept in, and to be fair, it was not a bad strike. It was always kind of bending towards goal, but just kind of caught the side netting on the way through at the last second. Celtic are engaging in the high press from the kick-off. Pretty decent from us, to be honest. Nice start. Doesn't seem like there's too many nerves there, but again, things can change. Well, there you go. Hibs are 1-1 now. Fantastic for them, I suppose. It means Motherwell are going to be aware that 3 points is probably necessary for them. No, it's not going to be good for Danny Rowe either, man. Has any Rangers manager ever lost every post-split game? Because they're on fucking track to somehow. And Celtic are looking to try and get in behind here. There's a lot of space if we could do something with it. Played in, and it's a good block in the end from Ward. It was a good press for Celtic. Get about 4 or 5 Celtic shots in that box, but unfortunately didn't really fall to anyone in particular, and it was cleared away quite comfortably in the end by the Steelemen. But lovely little move into the box, man. It was a great little kind of divot pass. It's just easily kind of cleared in the end by O'Donnell. I thought it was maybe Ward that got there first. Might be another foul, but apparently the referee just tells him to get up. Rangers don't have anything to play for. Well, they should be playing for pride at the absolute least, man. That's a few teams that are in that situation. Falkirk don't have anything to play for, but I guarantee you they're not going to sit into Hearts and just let them win. That's a good little ball forward for Motherwell though. And I guess now that they've got the incentive to try and attack, all of a sudden they're trying to break forward. Nice little break into space, takes a deflection, bounces just about in their favour to retain it. Sparrow on the edge, it's played after Farringer. And eventually Sparrow's picked out. They might just try and bundle this in. It's clearly way at the first hurdle. Scales does well with that one. Again, physically he seems to be switched on. That's a nice little pop by Phil Doyle as well, to be fair. He's calm as fuck. He knows that Maeda's going to be pressing him a lot of this match. He's definitely going to be hanging after the back of him as much as possible. Certainly makes it interesting. I suppose if we can actually do this and you can get a rough look, it basically means that Hibs are within striking distance, and if they beat Motherwell on the final day, at least as it stands anyway, they would just about catch them for fourth. Which, considering how far they were ahead of Hibs, that'd be fucking incredible for them considering. But yeah, Motherwell are aware that they have a job to do now. Like I said, no game has any minimal consequences. Rangers are still fighting for pride, for fuck's sake, man. It'd be just really bad for them to lose all 5 other split fixtures. There was just a bit of a pressing chance there. I had to hold my tongue just in case, but it's been played out to Sparrow quite calmly in the end, although he's just sent it forward in a half hope at best. So Trusty retains it back to Sinassal low, thankfully in the end. Fuck's sake, big man. Dealt with it calm enough, Trusty. Nice little ball into space, popped out. Touch inside is calm enough for McGregor. Seems like Celtic are intending just trying to slow down the play where it's necessary. Calm enough, just find any opening, big man. You don't want to let them fucking engage in a high press out of nowhere, because that's the thing with Motherwell. They like to set traps, they like to bait you in and then switch as fast as possible. Eventually we switch onto that one, and it's a really good take and touch for Maeda. The laid back for Tenecte isn't horrible, to be fair. He was under pressure to deal with it. Nice from Arn as well. Lovely from Arn as well. That's actually played back, and he might go for a long switch here if Young can get there. Beautiful for the South Korean, well retained. Just played into that danger area where they might get something from it, but I think we'll... corner maybe? I think it's a corner kick, we'll take that. Solid enough. Can't argue with the start we've made so far. I mean, Motherwell haven't done anything in terms of offensive creatability, but they've been defensively switched on. A few dangerous half balls into the box, but no real clear-cut chances, you have to say, so far. Super Tierney's going to swing this one in. It's high and all the way to the back, but the referee's held it up anyway. It was headed in by Maeda. Nice finish in the end, but I think the keeper would have saved it if the play was valid. Off the ball incident between, I think, Farringer and Trusty there. Yeah, I mean, Trusty does get bundled, but I think Farringer has a right to say it's a bit soft. I mean, you're a big fella, Trusty. Show some fucking backbone, son. But it means the corner will get retaken, so at least we don't lose out on that. Let's see where this one goes in. Pretty much the same angle of approach. Does actually take a weird bounce, not really cleared away by Motherwell, but it takes a fortunate bounce, and eventually a foul's given Motherwell's way. I'm going to only presume there was a kind of pull on the shot in the box or something that kind of gave that away. Kelly got saved, sadly. I like Kelly. I mean, Kelly aren't the worst team in the world. I think they just need to work on some things. It's the same type of issues as Livingston. Some stadium upgrades and trying to retain some of the players that they get through their academies. It'd be nice if they could do a bit more in that sense. Definitely not mad at the start what we've made in this game though. We just need to show some kind of cutting edge. That'd be nice, although Trusty's just been spun off of that one, so Scales starts galloping across. Good man, he's seen that before it even unfolded. So Trusty's not necessarily the greatest when it comes to defending. He's a great progressive centre back. He likes to kind of bomb the ball forward, but well, I mean, kind of like that. It was not exactly the ball of the season there for Georgeston though. Goes out behind for a goal kick, easy enough. But the manager, honestly, valid enough, man, can't argue that. How's your nerves going into this game anyway, Flash? Just in general. Nice little spit. Well, that's actually a really good switch out to Scales though. That's a good pop in behind. Tierney's there on the overlap. We've seen what this can do in the past before. Tenecti's there as a secondary option he has eventually used, and that might just kill their chance to do some real damage. That's kind of unfortunate. But it is what it is. Motherwell will do well to kind of put forward in front of that one, but it's going to be a pretty straightforward throw-in for us in the end. Can't really argue with it so far, but again, we need to see a bit more fight to kind of get into that final third. We're comfortable enough getting around the edge and playing into the wings and stuff, but as soon as we go centrally, there's just too many lackadaisical passes exactly like that, because again, that's the one time we try to go central, but there's nobody really there trying to make the runs. We need to try and encompass the midfield. Motherwell are a team that like to try and have control of the ball where they can. They don't mind working without it, and that's why they're a very effective side. They're very, very versatile. Give them the ball, they're good on it. Take them off the ball, they're just as fine off it. It's going to be a problem for us if we're going to give them the midfield though, because that's literally one of the strongest fucking aspects of their play. Celtic seem to be aware of it, which is why we're trying to kind of funnel out in the wings as much as we are, but again, it's not really going to be effective for us if we can't really get any runners in behind. That's why I'm hoping that we start to see Yang and Tenecti rotate. You can kind of keep Longello and Sparrow on their toes a bit. Nice to see you as always, Virtual. I do agree with that. Same reason why most people don't like Livingston. Not necessarily anything to do with the club, but fuck me, that pitch. Upgrade it and then we can talk. I was going to say it could have been something for us there, but we kind of gave the ball away, so in the end I have to say it's a bit of a poor little bit of passage, but still keeping the press alive. Sparrow takes that one down very nicely actually. O'Donnell's going to just pop it back to him. Tenecti's got options to have to cover, so Motherwell are going to take that opportunity and move it. Nice little 1-2 movement, actually very nice 1-2 movement. Tried to get it into the midfield, instead we get any space. Maeda does well to take that from a nice pass. It's a good tackle for Motherwell though, give them credit. I think it was Kutrumbis who got his leg in the way of that one. That's pretty much the caveats of what you've expected to see for both teams this season. Just solid, quiet confidence from Motherwell and some good little breaks in play from us, although that's a decent ball into the box for Motherwell. Could be something here if they want to get the shot away. They do try go for a half whip on the edge of the area there, but it was going to be a bit of a tough ask. I think it was Slattery number 8. Not the worst idea in the world to go for there, but it was always going to be a tough ask. That angle clarifies it just kind of comfortably over the ball in the end. Yeah, 100%. I get that there's maintenance costs and all that get factored in there, but like, come on. No, that's a decent ball into the box from Motherwell again. They seem to go on this press. They're really intent on trying to do damage with that, and that alone. Got to respect it in their own ways. It's nice little football from them. They go along with it again. Trusty mate, you'd need to do better there, fuck's sake man. McGregor eventually helps him out, but this is what I'm saying, whenever the ball... What the fuck is that for a pass? Right, we're just giving the ball away now. It seems that we've just switched staff entirely this time. Got to say, Trusty did not fucking cover himself in glory there. He needed his skipper to bail him out, but the passing around the back is just not confident at all right now, face. Switch the fuck on, lads. This is feeling like that 10-15 minute stint that we had when we went behind against Rangers. Just no cohesion around the back. That's a lovely take and touch for Sparrow. Ball into the box, could have been dangerous, but it's cleared away in the end. Shot from range! Oh, fuck off! It's spilled by Sinisalo and it's in. What shot for Rangers somehow found a way to spindle in. Oh my fucking god, man. What is it with Scandinavian goalkeepers and wrists made of cheese? That's just, it's so sinny, mate. That's bad, man. That is horrible. You've been such a good goalkeeper for major parts of this season when you've came in as a replacement, but fuck me, that is bad again. It's a simple shot for range, technically for a keeper to deal with, but the bounce up just caught him off guard. The initial ball in behind to Sparrow was definitely onside, and it means that we're going to need to fight from 1-0 down to get back into this. It's fucking typical of us, man, to just give the ball away stupidly, allow them to press for no reason, and then a goalkeeper error. Literally the microcosm of problems that we've had this fucking season in one play right there. That is so fucking... oh, that's bad, man. Yeah, Sinisalo just... I don't know what he's complaining at, bro. It's your own fucking eyes that caused the problems there. Should have done better with it, mate. That's all you can really say. And now we're going to need to fight to at least at the minimum get a point out of this game now. Fuck's sake, not the start we wanted. And it all started with that stupid bit of defending from Trusty. Fuck's sake, lads. This is... like, why even bother putting in the shift that you did against Rangers if you were just going to walk out and do this shit? But please, don't. Ball sent forward. Tierney tries to flick it into the box. It's in that area where it could be dangerous, but O'Donnell just kind of bodies Tinecti out the game, calm enough. Nah, no, Trusty was genuinely bad there. That's a nice ball in his space. We can try and steal it. Maeda should be there on a press. Tries this. I don't know what the fuck Scales is doing that high up the pitch, but he's just giving the ball away for no fucking reason. Simple foul in the end. Oh, brother, you really need to stop showing up every time we lose. I mean, you left quite quick after last fucking match day. Humble yourself, still plenty of time left in this game, Chief. To be fair, Skills does kind of catch him just a little bit later. We'll see what's happening in terms of the other games. Still no change in scoreline between Hearts and Falkirk right now, but again, with the way things stand, still only benefits one specific team right now. Obviously with Rangers losing and now Celtic going behind, we're going to need to find a response of our own. At least a equalizer before half time keeps things somewhat decent, but it's very similar to that situation against Rangers last time. We go behind, it's all about the response, because if we concede the next goal, the problem becomes a lot more fucking difficult. They really need to up the performance, specifically the competence for the defenders, man, because Jesus Christ, it's a little lacklustre at times. Sides don't really hold that one up, pops it back to Sparrow again. Getting involved in a lot of the early plays, nice little switch across for O'Donnell. Just going to pop back to the goalkeeper. Maeda just kind of angles around just to make sure that they force something from them. McGregor retains it, not exactly the greatest first touch, lads. You're fucking ripping the piss, just keep it on the fucking floor, man. Like, Jesus Christ, do you know the concept of it? You're just making it way harder to control the fucking touches every pass there. Scales doing the same thing, potting it up, keep it on the fucking floor. Like, my hopes of this team doing anything half fucking decent in the fucking 20 minutes that I've seen so far. Like, please. Sent forward, it's not really gathered by anyone, but Celtic should win it. Never mind, McGregor loses the header to gravity. Does retain it in the end, fair enough, but I mean, Christ, this is baffling to say the least. Nice little passage into space for Scales up. Got to keep it moving, lads. Bit of purpose is nice. That's good for Scales again, but we're only really going sideways or backwards at best. We need that little spark of brilliance again. Young's just decided to kind of dilly-dally around. That's all we can really say that is, to be honest. He tries his best to get back on it. Does win the ball, but only gets it out for as much as a throw-in. That's okay. Well, fair enough. I suppose that is a foul then. Johnston doesn't seem too happy with it, but honestly seems valid enough. Let's quickly switch by Motherwell out towards that far side. Exactly the greatest opening stint of the game we could have asked for. Again, no real clear-cut chances for us, and Motherwell are the ones that are trying to do a lot of the press and don't know what the fuck we're doing here with this passing around the back. For the second time, McGregor has done the same stupid mistake of just randomly popping it after the side without looking. Do you just expect someone to be there to cover your mistakes, big man? Fuck's sake. Ball is switched into the box for Motherwell, but that one is miles over hit on that far side and comfortably goes out. But man, we're not really covering ourselves in glory at all here. Nice little switch back. Come on, boys, you need to fucking show some purpose. Like, genuinely, once again we're behind because of just some defensive incompetence. Last match it was a mix of the defenders not really clearing the ball. This one it was just Sinisalo not really getting the right type of contact on the save. Anyone that's watching the game would have probably had the same reaction when it went in. You just kind of lift your eyebrows and go, of course. How typical of us. But again, it's just very lacklustre positioning, man. You've got 2 or 3 players trying to press the same fucking space. You're giving Motherwell all the fucking time in the world to do what they need to do. Got to try and pick up the pace where we can, lads. Still have faith, but you need to show signs of life at some point. You can't just be dead for the first half and then stroll out for the second. We've had that too many times. It's not good for the heart. It's only good for Hearts. That's a nice little ball into space again. They're trying to move it out to the byline. I don't know if he's offside there, but for now the flag stays down, and even then the cross was wildly over it and kind of out for a goal kick anyway, so fine enough. No, Neil's finally out of the dugout trying to get some. That's a corner, but what the fuck? I did not realise that. Fair enough. I guess it must have. Did Sinisalo touch that on the way through or something, or did it just take a nick? Well, I thought it was a goal kick, but apparently not. Corner's taken quickly. Nice little 1-2 give and take from Motherwell. They're moving it with purpose and pace. Nice ball in behind the gain here. We've got to try and fucking slow the pace down at some point, lads. Get someone on the end of the ball. Stop just bodying them. And again, it's the same type of thing. We get a touch to get it away from the defence, but that's about it. I'm just targeting the right skill. Skills doesn't need to get close. They'll trust it being a shite back right now. It's what I was pointing out for the last match against Rangers. He just wasn't winning the aerial duels, and Sinisalo's just putting out that, like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him this game, but he's just not there. Like, did Schmeichel give him a pep talk before this game? Because fucking hell, man. I've been very, very high praising of him over the last few match days. He's had some great shifts and pulled off some great saves, but this game he's just not switched on. Although we're trying to break forward here, big chance. Surely we get something from this. Tenecti tries to fucking pass it when there's a fucking open net there. Why? This is exactly why we prefer to fucking start random old men or fucking people out of position over you, dude. You genuinely could have gone for the near post, the far post. You could have taken a touch to bait the defender out. What does he do? Passes it half-assedly across the fucking box and doesn't find anybody at all because it's overhit, under-prepared and not even slightly considered. There was not a brain cell behind that. Motherwell try to force it into the box and they get a pop-up header that's Sinisalo on well. Tenecti's just fucking refused to shoot for some reason. Talking about shite bags, Thurston's not really doing it at the back, but fucking hell, Tenecti should have pulled the trigger there, man. At least forced the keeper to work it. Same old though. Tries to do too much and it's, well, attack over. And we need to build up for the fucking back again. Trusty's shifting it across to Johnston. Do not go long here. There is no reason to go long here. You've got 4 or 5 marked. There we go. Nice. Well, I half-assed in terms of trying to find an actual fucking person. It's just not the move to make. What the fuck is happening here? Why are we pressing so high but off the players at the same time? It's just allowed Longello to waddle on through. This is fantastic, lads. Johnston's going to have to get back there to cover. The pass is going to be slightly awkward, but Sinisalo should deal with us. Hey, well done, big man. A competent pass. 10-year extension, get it done. Nice little ball across the switch. Actually, the switch could be really good depending on the take for Young here. It's calm enough. Takes him about 2 seconds to decide what to do with it. Eventually goes backwards in the end. You don't know what you're going to get with Tenect. Every time he breaks into the box, it's either a wonderful pass or that. I think we won the ball there, Tenect. Well, in fairness, Tenect, he does a decent job to get on the end of that. It's just so frustrating when there's an open net directly in front of them and their instinct isn't, maybe I should go for goal here when we're 1-0 down. It's, I'm going to try and, like, fucking just ball this shit across. Like, dude, you're a winger. If you see a goal, go for it, man. Like, you have to try there. He was really good at doing it in the early stages of the season. Nice little ball into space. Come on, boys, move it with purpose. Should be a foul for us. Apparently it's a free kick for Motherwell. Alright, cool. I suppose that's just allowed then, isn't it? I'm presuming he's saying that Arn's dived or what? Or for the handball? I don't fucking know. They fell onto the ball, so I'm guessing handball. Well, that was out of play. Dude chested it like fucking 3 yards behind the line. Like, what are you talking about? I swear that was out of play, but fair enough. They've allowed it to continue. Motherwell send it up the line. Celtic win it back. The first knock-on's kind of gathered by Tierney, and McGregor's rebounded header just finds a Motherwell man again. I don't genuinely, have we registered like a shot on target? I don't think so. Broke into the box a few times and had some dangerous passes in and around the area, but that is about it as it stands. Nothing else really to say for us in terms of attacking chances. It's always a painful one, man. We should be doing a lot better here. Fuck me, that was a dangerous ball skills, risky pass. Especially with how high Motherwell are pressing. Get 15 minutes or to go in this half, and again, if we can get one before the end of the first half, it gives us something to build on. But if we don't even have a shot by the end of that time, it's going to get really difficult. Quite simply. Nice little pass back, but we've got to move it with purpose, and apparently there has been a goal in the other match, and someone's just put it in chat. Apparently Hearts are 1-0 up against Falkirk. I guess we'll get confirmation of that now. Smashing. So, yep, as it stands, Hearts are 4 points clear, meaning that they are title champions as it stands. It means they would lift the title at Tynecastle right now, unless Celtic get their fingers out of their fucking asses and try and do anything besides be depressing this match. Tenecte rolls it forward. Negrin's touch is decent, but he's going to be under some pressure here. Does well to control it, gets it in a decent area, rolled out from Tenecte across. Young's got it on the far side. That's a nice ball in behind. If we can do something with it, Johnston does well but doesn't pick out a shot. That is half-assed at best from Arn. Tenecte takes it down, Scales is there. He'll pick a pass outside. It looks like Celtic are up in the ante a little bit and at least trying to force the bodies forward a bit more, but again, yeah, that's true. Hearts are champions as it stands right now. And with a third of this game being and gone, Celtic don't have too much time. Plenty of time football wise, but less than an hour of on the pitch action essentially to get ourselves back into it. One of the things that's from a corner. I'm guessing you're watching that on the side then, Flash. But yeah, at least every team in the top split his 1-0 scoreline in their game. Rangers are 1-0 down to Hibs as it stands. Obviously the Steelemen are 1-0 up against Celtic here, and the Jambos as it stands are champions if they can keep the hold. Does not bounce in our favour, man. It's like the Angels themselves are like dragging the ball out of touch so they can get on the end of it, man. How could we be brilliant? So I don't honestly know, man. Rising to the occasion has been a minimally successful thing for us this season. We've done it at points. Young's gone down there, holding his head. I mean, usually you need to stop it for a head knock. He is holding his face. Didn't look like he took that sort of a knock, to be honest. I mean, does he catch it? Oh fuck, he does actually. Yeah, it didn't look that bad in real time. It's not intentional at all, but he gets caught in the back of the elbow though. Or rather, he gets caught in the nose, half of the back of the elbow. I mean, he is bleeding, so there was contact, because you don't just bleed for nothing. It didn't look that bad in real time, but it did take a wee pop as he was kind of trying to get him behind. But Motherwell have the ball moving again. And we'll send it along looking for any options out there. Tierney does well to win that header, but I don't think anyone's going to get on any of those unless Maeda's able to body up. Not necessarily, does reasonable enough there. That should be a throw in for us anyway. Yeah, it looked like it went out of play beforehand. I was with it. They were complaining. Problem with Nick Rennan, well, on always goes missing away from Motherwell, a great football team, look 2 yards off the pace. Well, that I can agree with. I mean, Motherwell have been fantastic for a good amount of this season. We definitely look off the pace. 1 or 2 opportunities to shoot where we've just, for whatever reason, decided not to do that, but instead pass. Just like maybe 1 or 2 of them are scared to take the reins of this match. And I mean, Hearts have got the incentive now. They're 1-0 up. They have done exactly what they've needed to do. That's a great ball in for us, though. That's a great ball in towards Maeda. Shot from him, and it's past the far post. It's going to be one of those games. Fuck off with this, dude. You're not doing this same shit. It is the same thing from the last match. You have an open fucking net and he misses it. Like, you can't be scoring overhead kicks one game, Dyson, and then doing that the next. It's a sitter. There's no other way to say it. He's just outside the 6-yard box and can't even get it on target. It's the only thing I can give him is that the angle is slightly off, but if you're a professional footballer, you get that on target at least. We can say it was a shot, at least they fired out a goal, at least they didn't fucking stop and cut it back and try and fucking Trivela pass it or something. I suppose that's a plus, but you need to be scoring in those types of situations, especially when you're 1-0 fucking down. There's a decent press for Celtic. That's probably going to go. Yeah, not a foul, really. Soft at best, but they've given it for them. Maeda's not cover himself in glory there. Also 2-0 up. Well, that's not good for us. It's not good for us at all. Nice to see you again, I suppose you're suffering just as much as we are in real time now. The Hearts have indeed doubled their lead. That has just been confirmed up on the screen there, so we do this. Yep, there you go. Only helps them in terms of goal difference as well, to be honest with you, so we definitely need to be scoring goals at some fucking point. These cunts need to at least be putting them on target. We need something, man. We've got about 10 minutes left in this half to try and get back into the game. If we can at least get level, that's something, but if Hearts score 1 or 2 more and we don't really get back into this, it's really pretty much done and dusted. Can't really expect Falkirk to do too much, to be honest with you. They've been the worst of the teams in this split by a mile for a reason. Nice little attempted ball forward for Motherwell, but they're starting to sit deeper in. They're aware of what's at stake now. Technically for them at the table, they're still in a decent position. You're hoping. Honestly, I don't blame you, man. The guy gave you some false hope, man. Managed to spindle you into spending, like, what was it, 40 odd million, and yeah, I mean, I feel very unoptimistic right now as it is. I can't imagine how you feel. It genuinely must just be depressing as shit. We're still in this if we get a goal, but We really need to start firing on all fucking cylinders and getting them firing soon, because if we don't, we're in major trouble. And there's just not a lot of forward movement in the right areas. It's played out towards Yang here though. Can we do something with this? Langella's got him stood up, but he does well. The South Koreans done really well actually, get it into the area, but nobody tries to give him a support and run. They just kind of stand there as ankles try to go around them. I don't know, he retired, probably, but what age is Turner? Again, nice little movement, got to try and pop it in back. Stop with the fancy shit, like that's the, right there, that is what I'm talking about, man. Got 4 or 5 bodies open and able, and your entire fucking thing is to basically just be like, I'm going to try and pop it in behind pure fancy off the back heel. Like, why? You're not winning, so why are you trying to play this pure fancy composed style of football? You have to get rough and ragged now. You're understanding that you're literally fucking like out the title fight as it stands. You at the minimum need a goal, and even if you get one, it's not exactly looking good for us when it comes to the goal difference battle. Because as it stands right now, we'd need at least 3, probably 4 by the time this match ends. McGregor gets it across to Scales. Come on, lads. Nice little one-touch movement there for Tierney. It's forced O'Donnell to come across and get it out towards the byline, I should say, for a throw-in just beside the corner flag. And we go backwards with it, of course. Scales goes backwards with it, of course. Why not pass it back to fucking... genuinely, Sinisalo, bro. Just pass it into the fucking net. The only actual attempted fucking passes with pace that we're doing is backwards. And then we just do that. Johnston gives it away in the midfield. I fucking hate watching these cunts play out for the back because they can't even play full stop at best of times. But they're just doing shit like that, giving the ball away, and every time we do this we concede, man. Let's show some fucking strength and spirit, lads. Come on to Christ. Tenecti gets it from the pass through. He's going to try and run forward with it and at least get it into the final third, which he does well. There's an on-looking run here. He's going to naturally Young's on his own. It's taken a very fine deflection through for Maeda, and he's put it in the fucking net! Maeda's equalised. We're back in the game. We needed that one at the very fucking least. It was the minimum we needed there. Right before the end of the half. It's perfectly timed. It's Dyson again. He's made up for that sitter. Snatches onto the end of it, and this time he doesn't miss in the far post. The Japanese man's put us back level. We're still not out the fight. Was not the prettiest goal. You've got to say it's very similar to how we conceded in the sense that it was just very silly defensively. It's got to be said because it's a challenge that just perfectly goes towards Maeda. We're talking about earlier on how the Angels were making sure the balls were deflecting Motherwell's way. That one favours us massively. Maeda's perfectly onside as well. There's no real reason to check that. And he just slips it underneath the goalkeeper. So check is over, we're playing on, we're back in the game. It just about keeps us alive. Title wise, it's not comfortable, but we're still somewhat there. It will update in a second, but we'll be on 77, which means we would still need to win, and win comfortably. But we still need that extra goal. Well done, lads, for taking advantage of the opportunities. You've got to fucking show some spirit now. This is where it matters, and we're already trying to go forward again. And already some really good football from us. Tierney's balls deflected off of the back arse. Someone there, I don't know if it was Sparrow. Someone got their booty cheeks in the way though, fair play to them. But immediately Celtic looked to be a bit more threatening, which is nice. Maybe that will fire them up. Oh, thank fuck for Maeda, that's all I'm saying. I mean, like, genuinely, it's so frustrating because, again, the guy takes his chances, we're 2-1 up and life is good. We can't really expect Falkirk to get 2 goals back against Hearts, but getting back in the game against Motherwell, we can theoretically get ourselves a second, and that does us well. Like I said, the score prediction was that for a reason. I wasn't expecting this to be a fucking easy game by any means, but it's been very lacklustre almost, you got to say, for both sides. Motherwell are only in the game because of a random shot for range that Sinisalo made an absolute meal out of. So for that perspective, yeah, there's definitely some things that we could be doing better, and that could be actually really good if Tenecti can get to the byline in time. He does brilliantly. Give the Tunisian credit. We'll pop that back towards the edge of the box. Tierney. He goes back to skills. That was the point in doing the advanced pass. If we're just going to go back across the fucking line anyway. Smashing. Well done. McGregor. Nice little pass. Good wee lay-off on as well, in fairness. That's good. Really good control. Don't know why you're trying to shoot for there, but do it, fair enough. Maybe they're learning that just firing the ball at the box is better than nothing at all, and honestly, fair enough. Trusty lays it off. Little awkward play around the byline, but Yang's done well to come out of it. Gets it towards Trusty on the end. Scales. Good switch out towards Tierney. He's going to get bodied up by Saeed almost instantly, so got back to Scales. Got to give Motherwell credit. I think it's Slattery in the midfield that's dropping in as that extra anchor, making it really difficult for us to get anything moving in that final third. It's forcing us to go backwards more than we would like. McGregor takes that from Trusty's pass and goes back to Trusty anyway, so what the fuck was the point? Again, I get that we're just trying to keep them moving, but you've got to try and go forward at some point. Tierney gets tripped up there, so a slight advantage is played, which is more than fair. Tierney actually does really well to get that out, and Tenecti just about digs that out under pressure for about 4 or 5. Big blue shirts. Those that get the reference have obviously grown up their entire lives in Scotland. Okay, well that's it. Awkward. Oh my god, Orn's hit the bar. Orn has hit the bar. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I think it's been stopped anyway regardless because Maeda's gone down, but if that was still in play, I can't tell because I have no audio, but if he's just hit the bar from nothing, that is really fucking annoying. Ward's taking a solo one, but I mean he's on his feet, which is nice to see, but Maeda stayed down. He was definitely on side dies, and he does take a solo one through the back, and then for whatever reason Orn just hits the ball. But I think the play was stopped. Maeda's slowly getting back to his feet. Definitely need. Well, okay, fair enough. That's not exactly there. You'd figure there'd be about 2 or 3 additional minutes for 2 goals and a stoppage on top of that, right? Okay, that's at least 2 minutes at minimum, but hey, we get 1. We get 1 minute. Fantastic. Fair enough, I suppose. Well, I don't think that's going to give us too much time to really do fucking anything, but like I said, I'm happy if we get into half time at 1 apiece. We're still doing what we need to do at the very minimum. A goal in the second half, and we're still very much in control of our own fate, but we can't afford to fuck it any more than we already have in this game, simple as. But I do appreciate anyone that's in chat and suffering alongside us in real time. It's very much appreciated. I know this game is very easily accessible for a lot of people, so the fact that you're taking the time to watch me bitch about it is splendid. Thank you very much. But that is half time, and I can't say it's been a great half from us. It's not been a bad half. It's just the perfect microcosm of our entire season in one half. It's just not anything out of third gear. It's very, very simple. It's flat a lot of the time. We've taken one chance that, I mean, was probably the hardest of the game actually. Like the chances we missed, like the ball across the face of the box that O'Donnell cleared away, could have done a lot better with that. Yang's little false pass that could have gone somewhere that nobody did anything with, should have done better with that. Maeda's sitter obviously should have done better with that, but eventually it falls through to Maeda and he redeems himself by getting on the end of it. So again, he's just rinsing, repeating the same fucking thing, where if he misses shitly, he'll at least redeem it with a goal. So Maeda has cancelled himself out, but the rest of them, Trusty, it sucks because I've spoken as respectably as I can about Trusty for as much of this season as possible, giving the guy as much leeway as I can, but like the amount of defensive ineptitude that man has in the air is insane. Genuinely, there's like cunts that are like 5'8" that are beating that man in the air without any issue whatsoever, because he's scared to like put the body on someone. And I get it, if you're a taller physical player, you know that smaller players are going to go down under the pressure looking for fouls, but it's better to get those fouls given against you than not actually challenge it at all and just allow the fucking players to take a touch, bounce after you and then lay it after someone else. because then you're just putting the pressure on the other defenders to do your job for you, and what the fuck are you on the pitch for if it's not to be physical as the guy that's 6 foot plus and built like a brick shithouse? He needs to be somewhat competent, at least when the ball's in the air. When the ball's on the ground, he's fine, but he really needs to stable it out when the ball's in the air, man. The aerial duels, skills is carrying in that front, man. He was doing a lot of the heavy lifting early on in that fucking match for us when Motherwell had that little extended bit of pressure. So, again, Trusty needs to wake up and get out and match the pace. If he isn't going to be able to do that, we maybe need to consider getting him off at some point in the next 15 minutes of the second half, and hopefully try and go for something a bit more pragmatic. It's not as if we can really go for many defensive options because most of us are dead or injured, so we're screwed. Why do we keep going down the left for tonight? Because he's the only one that actually runs. Like, Yang's a utility winger. He's good at cutting inside, laying off passes back to the midfield, which we started doing more towards the end of the first half. That's why we've seen more of him involved in the play. But yeah, most of that first half was basically Tenectic runs at Sparrow. Sparrow steps in. If it gets beaten, then O'Donnell steps in, and that's it. Because Tenectic refuses to actually try and cut in. And the one time where he did actually do that and got right in line with the goalkeeper's sight, you're one-on-one with Ward basically. His initial thing was to be like, fuck that, I'm going to aim that way and pass it straight across the face of the box where there's multiple bodies in Motherwell colours, even though I've got a one-on-one with the keeper right here. Like, that's what's frustrating. And the only reason I'm like less annoyed about on hitting the bar at the end is because the whistle had gone after Maeda and Ward had collided, because obviously if there's a head collision you stop the game instantly, so even if Arnold had scored I think they would have pulled it back regardless, so that I'm not too mad about. But still, like, as a professional footballer, even if it's just a half chance, score it for fucking like morality, at least in the back of your head. Like, well, if I get a chance like that again I can put it on. They grew it off from a counter attack. It's an interesting one. How the fuck did Ninjails not score? Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just I think it's just because, like, again, the play was going to get stopped regardless for the head not right, so wasn't he really focused. Depressing yourself watching the Ronaldinho documentary on Netflix. Welcome to total football. The joke about Neo to the spirit of the beautiful game is just jobbies now. 2 words for that: corporate greed. Simplest way to put it. FIFA used to be like a thing that was literally made to stop people being scummy with like organisations that are just made for profit, to become like the very same thing themselves. It's depressing as shit. But I mean, I'm not really sure what to make of this. I mean, I've got to give Hearts their credit, man. They're still somewhat doing what they need to do, although again that table hasn't updated for whatever reason, which is always fascinating why they do that. There we go, it has updated now. So there it is as it stands. Hearts are on 80 points, we're on 77. Well, we're still alive, but not by a great degree, to be honest with you, because again when it comes to goals for and conceded, we're losing that battle significantly. So ideally we need to score that second against Motherwell, otherwise it's going to have to be a case of going and winning 3-0 in the last match day minimum. And I mean, I don't even know as it stands, right, with what 65 to 60, so we're 3 of the good there, but we're so 5 goal difference, so we would need to win as it stands anyway 3-0 on the final day at Celtic Park against the best team arguably defensively in this league to win the title, which is, I mean, look at the chances that we wasted this game and the game against Rangers and the game against Hibs and hell even the game against Falkirk. That won't happen, not against a team like Hearts. You could see it happening against the Hibs or something, but here it's less likely so. The second half is going to be massive for us, because if we don't win it, then realistically this season is going to be very dramatic on the final day, because even if Celtic win, it won't matter unless we win by 3. No, as you said, Matthew, it's like I can see us winning against Hearts, like a scrappy 1-0, 2-1, like, you know, balls to the wall type of, you know, desperate performance where we get like just enough to go over the line, but I don't see us going and cantering them 3 or 4-0. I mean, can you think of the last game where we've done that, just in general? Like, have we actually had a comfortable match like that? Besides that extra time stint against St Mirren, which again was an extra time stint after fucking a 2-0 lead to begin with. There has not been a single thing in the last 2 months where I'm like, yeah, I can see us going on a flurry and scoring 3, 4, 5 goals in a match. It just doesn't feel like that team is capable of it. You've got individual moments surrounded by just shite, basically. Really shite consistency, especially at the back, like we've shown today, because Sinisalo's hands are made out of cheese. It was not the best thing for him, because it was pretty much the only fucking shot he faced. And it popped it up into the net like fucking prime Schmeichel. Well, prime Celtic, end of the season Schmeichel. You're the goalkeeper. Jesus Christ, central defender, now midfielders times 2, central forward times 2. Well, we can't get 2 central forwards because we've already got Osman and all that, and like we'll come back for injury and all that anyway, and most likely 1 striker at best. Us probably win a 4 or 5 tonight, so it's file we win the night. Yeah, pretty much. Like, goal difference is like, we can take goal difference out of the equation if we score the next goal. Right, if we win this game 2-1, it does not fucking matter if if Hearts romp fucking Falkirk 10-0. Goal difference won't matter as long as we win. Right, because if we draw against them, we're still a point behind. Doesn't matter if we lose to them when they win the title. It doesn't matter. But if we're a point behind them, goal difference doesn't matter as long as we win. So that's why this second half, it's massive. It's bigger than arguably the last match, which is telling you a lot, because again, the last match was an old form where you have to win, and your rivals are trying to end your title run. Motherwell are just trying to make sure that they're in the best possible position not to fuck it to Hibs on the final day, so they're in the back of their head, they're still playing for something too. So it's not dead set, we're still in a very tough situation, and even if we do win, we still have that task of going and beating Hearts on that final day with a squad that is either really switched on like we've seen against Rangers in the last match, or so far very stale and stubborn in their ways, I suppose would be the best way to put it. I've seen a lot of people were watching the it seems like a lot of people were enjoying the VOD for the last match for the Celtic and Rangers game, which was quite funny to see. Had like 500, 600 real-time viewers, and then what do you mean Derby? Oh, my apologies. I always refer to them as both, right? It's like either's fine for me, right? It's like Glasgow Derby or fucking Old Firm, doesn't matter to me. It's 2 teams that are ferociously against each other in terms of rivalry, so it's just call that a derby match. I suppose that's fine. It's just because the Glasgow Derby to me is like you have a bunch of teams in Glasgow, so it doesn't really carry that much sense. Watchalong, it's not the 1960s, Chief. A home performance doesn't mean shit. It goes goal difference, then goals for. Then if it's tied on goals for, then it's goals against, and then if it's not that, then it's on head to head. It's like very low down the list. And on goals for, we lead. So we can't tie up on goal difference right now as it stands, but theoretically, if it was to happen and we tied up goal difference bar for bar, we would win on goals for. Head to head doesn't matter in that sense, which is honestly stupid, but again, mathematics. Second half will be getting underway in the next 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, if we're thinking changes, who do we really go with in this sense? Because it's not exactly comfortable, to be honest with you, in a lot of aspects. Obviously, Hearts seem to have this one wrapped up as it is anyway, right? If we go to line-ups here, bench options are not necessarily limited, but you don't have too many that can be impacting the game up front, right? You've got Kalechi and maybe Rio, and that's about it. Forrest is more of a pragmatic winner, likes to get crosses in, and the rest are more defensive orientated players. So, I mean, this one's, it's going to throw up an interesting situation. I don't think we'll take Negrin off as much as he's not had the greatest opening half, because he tends to come alive in the second anyway, so I mean, maybe that's the theory, that would be the hope. But again, we're playing the better stuff. I mean, they've quite literally had a couple of half chances, the 2 early block shots, and the 1 shot they've put on target has unfortunately gone in, but likewise we've had the same type of luck. 1 shot on target we've scored, although that has came with Maeda missing an absolute sitter halfway through that first half, so again, it's not necessarily set in stone. I mean, what are the stats between Oh man, Falkirk are getting down, they're not even like contending. It's pretty straightforward for Motherwell. They've had 3 shots on target and scored 2 of them, so they'll play them in that sense. So I wasn't really expecting Falkirk to do shit for us in that kind of aspect. It would have been a big ask for them to get any type of positive result at Tynecastle. It's been one of the hardest places to get results at this season, full stop. But what matters is that we're still somewhat in control of our own fate, but another goal is the absolute minimum. Otherwise, like I said, we, as it stands, would need 3 goals, which could get worse if they decide to go and score another one anyway, so we have to be switched on for sure. We need a big next 45 minutes, otherwise it's not necessarily titles done, but you go into the last match day with kind of where like your wits about you, like you know that even if we win, it might not be enough. And it sucks because I used to walk past that fucking stadium all the time whenever I used to go to college, man. It sucked to see our title chances end here, and I mean it still can, because again, if Motherwell decide to just say fuck it and go for blood, they can theoretically just end the title today, here and now, and I mean Hearts get the privilege of being able to celebrate in front of their home fans, which I suppose would be nice, but for our sake and I think for drama's sake, it'd be nice for it to go to the final day just so that there is something. It's kind of what I said in the last match when we went 1-0 down to Rangers. I'm like, if there is no reason for me to cover the last game, there isn't going to be a need for me to cover the last game. I'll just kind of watch it on my own quietly. There's no point in being live to watch another team win the title against us. It's a bit of a pragmatic thing. You'll still get me for the cup final regardless, because that's still a match where we can get something out of it, but we kind of need, at the minimum, things to stay as is. But we know, realistically, we're needing everything that we can get, so a win is more than ideal. I suppose, well, we've got a little bit of time before the second half kicks off. We'll just kind of speak to you guys. What's happening? How's your weekend's been? Besides, obviously, the whole really stale first half that we've endured. How have you all been since that Rangers win? Well, I should have showed them the video. How many tickets did Hearts get for the weekend? Same allocation as what Rangers got. Same allocation as any team. But they'll pack it out 100%. You get the classic corner. And the boys are coming in for the second half, so we'll be underway in about 50 seconds or so. Get a wee sip of this so that I can give the throat some lubrication, so that my lungs don't fail me during the second half. Right, let's get this feedback up. We know what we need to do. It is as simple as win, and that is it. Another goal would be enough, another 2 would be decent for the soul, just in case. Because we are really incompetent when it comes to defending at any fucking point, so if we can make it 3-1, that's fine. I don't mind my score prediction being wrong at all, as long as we get the job done. We've already tried to force the ball forward, we've got a throw in the final third. The doors, and it seems like Tierney's getting that one laid after him for to connect it. Yep, he'll throw it instead. Quickly put in a play and switch the cross back to Scales. He'll probably go to Trusty. It's the same kind of process, I suppose, but with a slightly higher line. Celtic are noticeably about 5 yards further up, so there's an engaged press that we're going to be going with, and that's a fucking hell an awkward one, so Sal's going to have to just send that one up the field. Yep. Maeda does. I was going to say he did well to kind of shrug his defender off, but he still failed to get the touch. The Motherwell Ultras, give them credit, they've got the flares off to try and add a wee bit of extra atmosphere to the place. You can always respect that. I mean, Fir Park is packed out. They understand how big this game is for their club as well, because like I said, a win for them locks in 4th place, which would be massive for them, not just for the sake that they get Europe, but financially too, of course. And I do have a soft spot for Motherwell. I do really, really admire their team, but respectfully, any other team they can win against except us. Respectfully, fuck off. There's a Motherwell player that just kind of hit the deck there. I don't know if he just slid for the sake of it or if he's pulled a hammy or something, but Motherwell try and keep it in place. Celtic try and keep the pressure on. Nice little press there from us. We'll send it up the line. It's awkward. There's bodies getting bundled all around the place, and Skills has been dragged. Well, I mean, there's a bit of a bodily collision there between, I think it was Juster. Maswihise, one of the two of them. I think it was Maswihise that kind of bundled him with Scales there. I mean, yeah, I can see why he's frustrated, but Scales does get fouled. It's hard to argue with that. There's contact on the back of him when he's pulled down. We try to play out for the back again, which is always a high risk, high fucking, well, not even high reward, it's like high risk, low reward. At best we just get it out for the fucking area that we had it. Maybe Arn could score an absolute wonder goal and redeem himself. He's not necessarily been bad this game, virtually, he's just been very quiet. Say that for a few of the midfielders, including Nygren. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's a case in point, it's just spinning around, no one really gets on the end of it, but it falls back to McGregor in the end here, and goes for the switch to Necht. He's there on overlap as well. That's exactly what he tries to do. The cross takes a bounce out for a corner, and the away end shows signs of life, a kind of cheer of encouragement. Good block in the end from Sai, give him credit where it's due, but we have a corner kick to try and do some damage of our own now. Got to show fight here, lads, like prime Muhammad Ali. You've got to fucking dig in, get it done. Corner kick to come in here. It's in that half dangerous area where we can do damage. It's one with a near post flick on, but it was always going to be a hard ass for that to ever be close to on target, and it just kind of slides over the top of the goal quite comfortably. I think the original idea there would have probably been for Johnston to kind of flick it up with the front of his head and try and get someone on it. It looks like the Motherwell man's offside. Either way, the flag stays. Well, I mean, the flag was levelled up anyway, so the referee just kind of signals it's fine play on. Since we have the ball, fair enough. Sinosalo pops it out towards Scales. Don't take any risky touches here, big man. Jesus Christ. Celtic are playing a very risky game here, but we go out for them back. That's a nice little take. That's a lovely take from Maeda. Just lays it off and allows us to kind of roll down that side. It's a nice little pass in behind actually from Yang as well. Good area. Ball in could have been a wee bit better. I could see what he was trying to do, but again, Celtic can retain it if McGregor's touch wasn't absolute fucking horseshit. Jesus Christ, there should have been a foul on a Celtic man up in the corner there, but the referee says no, and the ball's played through for Motherwell, who could just put this to bed here. Cut back inside, good fucking block for McGregor in the end to get there and cover, but Jesus Christ, man. Case in point, we dominate for the whole 5 minutes and then just... Yeah, we definitely maybe consider some changes. I think Ralston might be a factor in now, because there's been a few times where Johnston's just kind of strolling back. He's allowed just to get away there, and I mean, McGregor thankfully recovers for giving the ball away to start that entire play to begin with. Redeems himself, but we still need to clear away the fucking corner now. He's been an absolute donkey since he came back. I wouldn't even say that, it's just... This game in particular, he seems to be getting dragged out of position quite easily on that far side. Ball is played in. I think it's him that gets on the end of that clearance, so something at least. Ball played back into a dangerous area, but I think that's what he's saying, he was offside. That's a lovely wee touch for Longlow, to be fair. Good little move. For some reason nobody's trying to mark that space again, lads. Can you please, what are you doing, Trusty? For fuck's sake, man. Nygren can't really get in and win the tackle either. You boys are really making a meal of this. Eventually we kind of spindle out. It's just, we need changes. Within the next 5 or 10 minutes we definitely need a change or two, man. Very similar to what we did against Rangers in the weekend. You get one or two fresh faces on just to try and switch up the style of this team because it's getting a bit fucking stale in that attack now. I don't mind us playing a difficult game at times, but we're really fucking randomly causing ourselves problems just by not being on the end of things. It's just positional awareness needs to be a bit fucking more switched on. I feel bad for Maeda because he's getting fuck all service because very little is going through the middle. It's making it really difficult for him to get on the end of any open chances unless he's making them himself. It's Motherwell's turn to try and play out for the back. This nice calm playing sent forward. I'm not sure if he's onside, but again for now the flag stays down. Doesn't matter because it's well dealt with by Johnston. That's a lot better for you, big man. Nice what happens when you track back to him. He's got it from the pass for Skills. Good little move from us. Always ends up going backwards in the end though. Negrin. Back to Trusty. Nice little taking touch. You've got to move this way a bit more pace and pop as Young's got it forward. Then never fucking mind. I guess that's just what's going to happen a lot more often. Like, it is genuinely just frustrating how often this shit happens. Because we now have to give a foul away and there we go. They've got the ball in the middle of the park again. Look, it's genuinely like if they have no pressure on them, they'll find a way to make it difficult for themselves. I feel like dribbling is a genuine fucking slog of a task for them at times. Bit of fucking awareness there, lad. You've been great over the last few matches as well. You were crucial in the game against Rangers, but the ones that usually tend to be switched on and have been key pieces for us in games where we have played good have not been so much present here. Scales, man, Jesus Christ, can't even get on the end of that one. Trusty has to deal with that. Big deflection on the shot straight in the hands of Sinisalo, and Sinisalo just kind of takes a second to slow the ball down and kind of tells him, look, can you just get in fucking position, please? Because nobody seems to be setting where they're meant to be. Yang does well to retain that one. Negrin, not really many options for him to go for, so he just has to walk across the line and then send it long, hopefully. Tenecti can take that down, does well enough to deal with it, but he's under pressure and then just kind of limps into the challenge at best. Like, lad, fucking... Ugh. Farninger just kind of cuts it back across, out towards Angelo after one or two exchanges. Trumbus back towards Ward. Maeda's press nearly works out there. That was half decent. But this is the thing, Motherwell like to set traps, lads. Do not get baited in by this. Because one or two good balls and they can get up the pitch in a fucking sweeping pass, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. There's that ball into the midfield and straight up to the wings it goes. Although thankfully for us we've got our shape somewhat set. Nice little pop out to space. They're still trying to go in towards again. That's where's the control, lads? That's not a penalty, referee. Do not even fucking attempt it. He went down under his own pressure. I mean, he is claiming for it because of course it's Slattery. He's a diving bastard. He's done it a few times this season. There go, that game against St Mirren. Would be typical of the SFA, try and give a penalty for that, man. But for now, nothing really of note stands of it. I don't know if it's getting checked or not. I think there was a quick check in the ear and then he's just kind of played it on. Nah, some changes definitely needed. It definitely goes down under very minimal contact, yeah. Let's have a look if there's any actual contact on the inside there, because he takes the extra touch and then he just slips. Yeah, he doesn't get actually contacted by a Celtic player at all. That's why McGregor was so adamant the second that, like, even before he'd finished, like, getting up, he was already giving the finger wag as if to be like, nah. But the referee's seen it, thankfully, man. That's one of the few times where you have to commend how quick that was. Motherwell are still kind of bitching about it, but just gives them a centre to try and drive forward. Trusty does the right thing there, if in doubt, get it to fuck, sends it into space. Can't really argue with how things are going so far, but again, we need to get a goal soon. Still no changes of scoreline. Apparently Falkirk haven't even managed to get a shot since the start of the second half, so I don't think they'll be doing anything anytime soon. Maeda's on the press here. He's actually done very well to make it awkward, but again, Motherwell are very calm when they have to be, and to be fair, we've done well to win that back. McGregor's done fucking excellently to touch any space. Tenecti's got a lot of time here to pick a pass. Does pick a pass, and the one time where he fucking lays it back is when someone's marking it. He might need to be one of those changes. It's a good one back for McGregor in the midfield. He seems to be one of the few that's actually listened to whatever's been said at half time by O'Neill. He's amped up his level significantly. Nygren, good layoff towards Yang. Cross is half-hearted, to be honest with you, and it's out for a throw-in. Maybe this would be the time to consider making a fucking first introduction to the team, lads. Maybe a change or two would be nice. Nice ball in his space, cut across. Yang doesn't have too many options that are on side by the looks of it. Yeah, eventually laid into space instead. McGregor back towards Trusty. Trusty towards Scales us. Good movement for Celtic, but it's not really going many places. Trusty has a bit of pressure put on him. For Joss deals with it calm enough. This little taking touch again for Celtic. We're trying to run forward with it. Time is in the back of their heads now. It's in a good area. Yang's first touch isn't horrible because he stables out from Nygren from range! That's why Nygren was staying on! It's a belter from range! It's a lovely shot from that! Oh my god, mate. Yep, you can absolutely take that back, Kevin. It's a screamer from Nygren. Edge of the box, hits it first time. It's a beautiful shot into the top of the corner. Picked his spot and hit it dead. And he gives it to the fans who've had to suffer a hell of a fucking lot over this match, but Christ above that is massive. Give Yang credit there because he sees Nygren on the edge of the box rather than try to take a rebound shot. He sees Nygren in space, lays it aft towards the Swedishman, and of course, there's only one thing that happens when a Swede, the Celtic that's an attacker, gets in front of goal. It usually goes in, and it's a fucking excellent dead ball shot. I gotta say, the ball just dies in the air. And Benji Boy puts us back in fucking real good terms. We're back in control of our fate, boys. Like I said, it does not matter what fucking Hearts do. As long as we win this game, it's still in our hands. So, solid. We needed that to begin the half. It's a great shot for range. We take it and Motherwell immediately go to diving. Of fucking course they do. Are you kidding me? Fardinger, what the fuck happened, Chief? Well, we've scored a few screamers now in the last few match days. That one definitely is up there. Although I would say Maeda's is still very comfortably up top, but as a second option, 100%. Alright, Fardinger genuinely just flopped. What the fuck happened there, man? Like, what? Maeda just kind of standing there with a wee smile on his face, like, are you sure? Whatever he says, mate. I suppose it's a foul, but he definitely put some theatrics on, to put it nicely. It's a lovely shot for Nygren to get us in the lead though. We'll take that every day of the week, but it's all about the defensive ineptitude for this team, right? We've got to see some fucking convincing bits at the back. We got the second, like I said, that's good, but we need, if we can get a third, we can chill. We can relax a little bit. It's not as bad. Ball sent forward, there is a chase down, and I tell you what, Yang is making it awkward, and it's still awkward. Maeda's done brilliantly to keep it under control, but he was under pressure and shot pull and everything. He's trying to say that to Beaton. Motherwell will go down looking for a foul, and they get that one though for some fucking reason. It's amazing how that works. Maeda gets shot pulled, dragged about, this, that, the next thing. Fucking every single, not a single foul. Maeda touches a man, goes down like a floppy wee bastard, and it's an instant card. He didn't even get clipped there. Bro, that is... the theatrics are insane. Fucking insane. Maeda's in the book for no reason, I suppose. Anything to get us a card. Your prediction is on as it stands. I mean, you've actually been pretty good with our predictions over the course of the split. Oh, good press for Maeda. That nearly fucking worked out, man. All of a sudden it looks like Celtic have got an extra gear about them. McGregor's chasing that one back. Look at McGregor go, man. He's doing what he needs to. Oh, look at McGregor go. That is fucking silky smooth, big man. Still going. Lovely one. Oh my god, still going. McGregor Please! Lovely layoff! Get a cross in, lads. Oh my god, you just ruined that. The captain made that, and it should have ended in something absolutely sexual, but they just refused to shoot. Should have done better there, lads. McGregor masterclass, just absolutely fucking... That is so unfortunate. One goal is awful, and one goal leads are always like the worst. Like that and 2 goal leads, you never feel comfortable with them. I can't tell you the amount of times where I've seen 2 goal leads in this league this season and it mean fuck all by the time 90th minute have came up. We've been a team that's fucked it for 2-0 up very comfortably in the first half. We've also been the team that's came back and won from 2-0 down. Managed to get points and stuff. Like, I mean, this league has been very unpredictable a lot of the time. But the table has officially... Oh shit, dude, I'm live, I can't answer, obviously, fuck's sake, you know this. Shaking like a fucking leaf here, I feel that. Sent forward in any space. Oh, could have been stole back there by Young, and it could still be something. That's a good touch for Nygren, laid off and very poorly so, to be honest with you. I mean, non-strike claim for something, but mate, that's just weakness on all fronts. I thought I'd do not disturb on my phone, I do apologise. Apparently Rangers have equalised though, they have equalised in their game against Hibs, for those that are curious, so that is actually massive for Motherwell. Because if we want a little look at the table, we can take a gander now because it's pretty intriguing. Because that means Motherwell, as long as they don't do anything really stupid, should be fine. They have a goal difference battle of right now 8, so unless they lose 4-0 to Hibs on the last day as things stand, then they will still lock in 4th. But obviously they'll be playing for at least that point to guarantee that that safety net. But the good news is that we managed to get ourselves into the lead. We've recovered from going 1-0 down again, whether it's the second time we've done this. I mean, Hearts have been the team that's been known from the post-split for coming back for 1-0 down, but Celtic have also had to do it once or twice themselves. Truly showing that they're both worthy of winning the title, whoever does. Like I said, I mean, I've been pretty open about the fact that whoever wins this title, I mean, it'll be more relief than pride, because neither team has outright been classy enough. I mean, the average point finish is very low for this season, whoever takes it. But Celtic have dug in where it's mattered, and Hearts has been very consistent. They've absolutely been the most consistent team this season. It's hard to argue with that. Whether that be consistent in terms of winning or luck, it does not matter. Just consistency in general. Message him back so I don't feel bad. And my son, I turned around, Martin O'Neill's was raging. I was the nerves and shit. We've had a pretty respectable second half so far. I wouldn't be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. That's a good ball over the top of Tenetic and forced the issue. It's a good wee pass back for O'Donnell. His composure is insanely underrated at times. Case in point, deals with the Maeda press, no bother at all. Coming off the word to get that across to Katrumbis. He's going to be under some pressure from Maeda as well. Young steps out to make it weird for Longello, but calmly in towards Farinjar. It's a goal. Look at Trusty go. Apparently it's a foul for... Okay, apparently it's a foul for them. That's very silly, I'll be honest. I can't see where the foul was. Both of them are doing the exact same things to each other. Yep, still no clarification. I feel like both of them were doing the exact same thing, but fair enough, I guess. Camera's got back, and although I've got the ball playing on that right hand side anyway, so let's see what happens with it. Lead short towards that central area. Let's see where they kind of go with it, but again, Celtic are playing with a decent set shape. We're not trying to give anything silly away, which is always nice. Listen to that Celtic ain't going absolutely mental. I wish I could, but I can't put the volume up any louder than I already have. A lot of people think like the microphone is like, or the headphones I should say, are connected into the laptop so I can hear the game. It's not, it's connected in here so I can hear any like audio cues. There's like an error noise for like issues and stuff on Streamlabs, so every time but that's why these are in. I can't argue with the scoreline so far, to be honest with you. I mean, Motherwell haven't done too much in terms of attacking chances, but took their opportunity when it arose. Celtic have responded well though. That should be a foul, and that is going to be a foul. Right in the halfway line to it. Nice to see you, Ryukin. You'll shit yourself. No, I feel like you, a good amount of us, in just in general in this community, anyone that's at that stadium, anyone that represents green and white in any capacity will be a little bit nervous right now. Because again, 2/3 of this game have comfortably been and done now, and again, Hearts are still doing what they need to do. 2-0 up as it stands against Falkirk. We're still 2-1 up against Motherwell, but things are subject to change if we don't switch on. That's a good ball through into space, and it's actually, as soon as I say that, Motherwell are actually in to try and cause some damage. They're held up at the edge of the box, but they might just have to shoot for range, which seems to be the play, and that is what they do, but nowhere near the target, thankfully for us, and miles over the ball. Slattery kind of puts his shirt in his mouth. That tells you all you need to know. Like a fucking graph chart on Wall Street, man, just no, looks like they're going to make that change for Slattery, and sensible one as well. A more physical body, and Charles Cook is going to come on in his place. So it seems that Askow's still a bit of the fact that he's going to be attacking. He wants to try and get something out of them, which is commendable, I guess. He's a big boy, Charles Cook, can cause some physical problems for sure. There's that 77 anyway. Yep. I remember him when he was featured against Rangers as well. He was quite a physical presence there too, so it'll be interesting to see how he adapts into this game. Oh, Celtic have got it in a great area though. That's an awkward touchdown. Oh, this should be a big chance. Oh, come on lads, you need to do better there. We won it back after another, you'd have to say, defensive error from Motherwell's part. They didn't really deal with the long ball over the top, and just a slightly better pass, and you had two Celtic bodies open inside the 6-yard box to just tap that in, but Young couldn't really thread the last pass through. Just panicked a bit too much, and it looks like Celtic are going to be making a triple change, and like I said, Ralston was definitely going to be one of those changes, but the other two are a bit more sensible in that sense as well. Iniacho and Rio will be coming on to replace, I think, Nygren and, well, I mean, Johnston's obviously, it'll be straight switches for Nygren and Johnston. It's just who the other one will be. I'd imagine it would be Tenecti, right? Maeda would get pushed to the wing as usual, and Iniacho would go central. If not, then I'm confused if we're going to go with a two-striker system. Yeah, okay, let's see, Tenecti's coming off, so yeah, Maeda's going to be pushed to the left-hand side for the final kind of closing stages of this game, 20 minutes or so. Rio comes on to play as that anchor, but we'll go back to that flat 3 in the midfield rather than the advanced central attacking option, so it's more of a straight flat 3, well, 4-3-3. McGregor's just reading some tactics that have been passed him, which is probably that exact tactic. Just keep things flat in the midfield, stop the over the tops, make sure that Iniacho's in a good position for hold up play. Just try and take some physical liberties where you can. Motherwell will try and match it stride for stride. If you are thinking about it from Askew's perspective, he's still very much in this game. It's not as if they've been outplayed by any means. Celtic have been the better side, it's hard to argue against that. We've been comfortably the better team, but it's not a 5-star performance by any means. Very lacklustre in a lot of ways, but again, 3 points is all you really need sometimes. and he actually done well to pickpocket that one and get back into space, and Celtic actually have a good chance to break forward if we want to play into space. It's played forward to Rio, and Rio in turn immediately fouls it up towards his Japanese counterpart Maeda. That's something, I guess. I mean, fair enough, big man. His reaction kind of says it all. It was an attempted cross. We'll call it an attempted cross. It was an absolute just shanked away. Good substitutions indeed, Flash. I do not disagree at all, man. Good for Scales, takes it down. On. They've got that Charles Cook playing a much more advanced line. That's where you see he's been pushed a bit more centrally, and they've dropped that Elijah just in to kind of level him. So Motherwell have changed their shape just slightly the same way that Celtic have. Still the same type of formation, just with a slight positional change. That's a good little breakaway for Celtic. Lovely step in and a perfect way to do it. The pass is not exactly ideal the first time round, but the second time we get there, nice little pop back, but Celtic will just end up having to go all the way back. You would imagine Scales laid after McGregor. He's got a lot of time to pick his pass back to Trusty, and that's exactly what he does. Ralston back towards Jai, and honestly it's weird to say this, but I'm actually a lot more calm seeing Ralston on the pitch, just because I know he can actually be a bit more of a physical challenge against Just. It's a giveaway in the midfield, and yeah, that's going to lead to a wee midfield scramble between Just and On. That's a foul. Bit of seller for the Belgian, but I'm going to argue with it too much. And the nerves are certainly fucking jangling, man. Because they're going to go for Motherwell in the next 20 minutes, and the league is a lot more complicated. As things stand, Celtic would need to win just outright, but if we concede, then the minimum requirement would be 3. As Motherwell try to get this one into the box, it's kind of, oh, that's poorly cleared away actually. Well, any actuals going for range. Oh my god, that could have been something. Fucking hell. I was wondering why I was going for range. I seen the keeper was miles off his line. It was nowhere near the target in the end, but I respect it. It was like the little kind of clearance for Motherwell was not good at all. It kind of comes back out and it's just a miss kind of punt for what, and any actual efforts nowhere near the target in the end, but at least they tried something. Can't really argue with it, but I have to go down as a pretty, I wouldn't say missed chance, but certainly a missed opportunity to do something special there. Can't fault it for Kelechi though, I love that. For now though, Motherwell have got the ball back and they're trying to move it with purpose into space in the midfield here, just again doing a lot of the heavy lifting, trying to move the ball. Cut back to Warden and turn switched along the loop. Don't know, I think that's our ball. Should be our ball, and it is. We'll take it. Don't know if there's been any update in the Rangers and Hibs game. It's still 1 apiece in that one as it stands. And I suppose we can check the Alison Falkirk one right now. It's still 2-0 in that one, so no extra goals, which I suppose is decent in that sense, but oh, that's a poor pass, man, fuck's sake. And Trusty's nearly lost out in that battle. Must be he's complaining that he was getting his shot pulled, but both of them were doing it to each other. That's what the referee was kind of pointing to him and saying, it's like, you were doing the same thing, Chief. A quarter of an hour left. 15 minutes. Whatever's left of additional time on top of it is certainly not been comfortable for the most part. Celtic again have probably been the better side by a significant margin, at least in terms of creative play, but 1 goal leads are never comfortable at all, and again will be aware of late chance any type of scramble goal over the line. It would pretty much seal their spot in 4th, so they still have a lot to play for in the final stages of this match. It was a good little press for Young there. You can see his reaction. He was a bit annoyed that and he actually didn't really help him out. He was running his heart out, absolutely, man, you're spot on. Good pop over the top. Here's Charles Cook. This is where it could be threatening. It's into that area where nobody really wants to take the gamble of sticking a leg out. And I think it's been pulled up for offside in the end, so what was the point in giving my heart a slight stroke? Well, that's very nice. I like your tattoos, linesman. Very cool, but that's about it. I couldn't put a bell myself. Watchalong has been a lot more noticeable in the second half, especially since he's been pushed out to kind of cover that rotary system in behind. He's doing a lot of off the ball running to make sure that Iheanacho is in that right position most of the time, but boy must be burning through some hell of an engine, so it looks like Forrest might be a change that might be getting considered. It will be him or Maeda that will come off, most likely for Yang. It's probably why he's given so much in the last kind of 5 or 10 minutes of his stint, because if they take him off then he knows just burn every last bit of energy. Kieran Tierney down on that far side, just dealing with his legs a little bit. He's up on his feet quick enough though, and looks like Celtic are going to definitely try to gear to get that change on, as well as Sriracha after seeing Tierney just go down. So it looks like those will be the final 2 changes for us. Will be Forrest, and by the looks of it, an Argentine fall back at the tail end of this game to see this one out. It's definitely a change for Jan, and honestly deserves a minor round of applause. Again, not had a particularly great game, but you can always commit the press. Had some good moments, just couldn't really get the final pass off, I would say, is his problem. But Forrest and Sriracha are officially on. Yang and Kieran Tierney are off. Good shift for Tierney as well, again defensively, but don't want to risk losing him for that last match, so it's better just to get him on and to get Sriracha on and guarantee that we'll have at least the bulk of our key defenders fit for the final match day a few days from now, which will be on the 16th of May for those that are curious. Only a few days to wait until we see who decides they are competent enough to lift the trophy. If it's going to be a Hearts side that has shown some real solid fight, or a Celtic side that has shown signs of life in a very dead season. And the fact that anyone should try to force the issue there, although we're going to send up the line trying to find anyone on the run, but totally overhit, so we'll just go straight through to Sinisalo. He'll probably wait for Maswisi to get near him, and then he'll just pick the ball up. Celtic will be aware they can waste small amounts of time here and now. It's not in that danger area where you're wasting as much of the clock as possible. You'll probably start to see that in about 5 or 10 minutes when things are still desperate, but of course, again, nothing's set in stone. Although we can always go in a high press and give everything in the last 10 minutes, unless obviously Rangers can get a goal in that match that they're in right now. If they score, then Hibs are consigned to 5th and Motherwell are guaranteed 4th as is, but right now it's still theoretically just about doable for Hibs, but they would require them to have a hell of a last day performance, even more than what we would need if we drew. But in terms of chance creation, Motherwell haven't had anywhere near as many dangerous balls into the boxes. The first half it's been a lot more competent defensively. Trusty's figured it out at the back as well, at least in terms of the aerial duels. He's won a few more of those noticeably this half, which is nice to see. But as soon as I say that, we've just allowed them to break into the box. They might just have a chance here. Fuck's sake, could be really bad. Oh my fucking god, no way. That's off the ball. No, Sinisalo, fuck, he reacted in time. I thought he fell into the net. Oh my god, man, they nearly had an open net header. And to be fair, if Maswisi put power behind that, it probably would have been an equaliser. But thankfully Sinisalo doesn't deck it into the net. He kind of like grabs onto the post and the nick it. That is brilliant for Sinisalo, in fairness. If he fucked it with the first one, that's just about aware enough, man. He grabs the post and basically throws himself out to catch the ball before it's got past the line. Case in point, man, I can't give these cunts a compliment, man. Sent forward, Motherwell are trying to break through again. Here we go, they're in again. That's an awkward run for Cook to deal with. It's blocked by Trusty this time, but fuck's sake, man. Mercy indeed, it's getting stressful now. Corner kick for Motherwell. Good little coverage there for Trusty, gets across his man, just sticks his leg out, does what he needs to do. Looks like Motherwell will be making more changes that are offensively minded by the looks of it. although one of them will be a defender. Gordon is going to be coming on for Katrumbas, and Nicholson will be the offensive change for Syed. Going to be a rough 10 minutes. It's going to be a fucking stressful. It's just every minute felt like the second that the split has started has been stressful. It's been rough. It has been unbelievably annoying. But it wouldn't be the Celtic way without doing it the hard way with it. Corner kick, swung in. Let's see where this one goes. Trusty wins the aerial duel. Like I said, it's nice to see him do more of that. Scales wins the first knock on for the rebound back in. Kelechi gets his body in the way to try and make it awkward for Motherwell, but they'll still retain the ball. It's Cam from them again. Number 7 punts it forward as far as he can, gets it out towards just on that far side. Maeda's dropped all the way back to help defend. Still in that area where they could shoot. Good block for Rio, still dangerous though. Edge of the area, next and Swinger comes in, popped up and away again. Celtic have kind of sat in a little bit deeper now, doing what we need to do, played into an awkward area. Could be worse. That's decent, Maeda, just stay with them, make sure that they don't have that open option. That's fine. Good fucking hustling in the midfield, boys. It still somehow deflects through. Scales gets his body in the way, and eventually we break away with it. Forrest cuts inside, and he actually is more or less with him, so he just uses him as an anchor, and then laid back in the end. Celtic just kind of slow the play down, but don't really get themselves into a positional move. You probably want to consider doing that at some point rather than fucking passing around the back. It has been our weakest aspect of the game. Sriracha realises that, gets it back to Sinisalo, and Sinisalo in turn fires it up the line. Lovely touch for Forrest in fairness, and the pass is not too bad either. And again, Celtic just send it up the line, and the Acho's there just in case, and in fact it could still be very good. And the Acho's touch is not the worst if he can keep. That's got to be a card, bro. That's a yellow. Get it out. It's not last man territory, but that's not even a foul though. Alright, fuck off, man. Not even a foul. That's fantastic. This referee has been the definition inconsistent. They fell over anytime they've been touched, and it's a fucking foul every time. Kelechi gets taken out mid-air. Nah, bro, that's fine. Carry on. Can't let Motherwell's momentum slip out of fucking play here. That is ridiculous. How the fuck I was not a foul baffle me, but maybe they put the ball there and I just didn't see it. Looked like it went through Kelechi though. It's still in a dangerous area. Cook, nice ball into space. The passing's decent. Celtic are trying to keep it close. Shot from range. Good save from Sinisalo again. That is massive for Sinisalo, boys. You can't keep baiting yourselves into the trap. It's what Motherwell do well. All they've done is push Charles Cook about 10 fucking yards further up, and it's made it really awkward for us on the defensive press. Sriracha clears this one away. Rio's knock on isn't exactly great. Maeda's touch on literally goes straight back to a Motherwell body. It's like the fucking ball is magnetised to that blue shirt right now. Ball into the box is dangerous. It's spilled by Trusty. Blocked. It's awkward again. Sinisalo spilled it. Oh my fucking god, it's over. They fucked it. They fucked it again. This is what I'm talking about. They fucked it. That's it. It's done. We're going to need to win 3-0 on the final day. We're going to have to. It's ridiculous how we've just allowed that to fucking happen, man. Like, again, we were doing fine, and then for some reason we just step after Cook, and that in itself has just cost us it. Simple fucking attack in the end, and after 2 or 3 really decent bits of defensive work, we completely crumble in on ourselves. That's got to give it. But that's, yeah, unless we really go all out against Hearts on the last day, we have a big 5 minutes. That's the nicest way to put it. We have a massive 5 minutes up and coming. And it starts with Trusty's shitty attempt to clear the ball, man. Oh my fucking god, it's poor. Like, I literally, this is why I don't give these cunts compliments, because I literally just said how Trusty was having a good second half, and then he headers it back into the only fucking place where there's a Motherwell man. It allows them to get 2 shots. Sinisalo does well to save the 2. I can't fault him too much here. But when the next one's spilled out, it's played straight into the path of Gordon, who taps it in. It's fucking bad, man. We need to go for it now. Alright, thanks for that, man. That felt like guy really needs fucking psychiatric help for sure. They're 5 goals ahead in goal difference, which means we need to win by 3. And that's unless we can get something here, but there will be a good amount of additional time. That's the thing, they've done a lot of diving in the last 15 fucking minutes to win fouls, so that on top of the substitutes and of course the 2 goals. I've got to say there'll be at least 4 or 5 minutes minimum. It's all or nothing essentially, yep, pretty much. We do love late drama at Fir Park. It's a place where it always tends to fucking happen. Corner. Swung in, not necessarily gathered by anyone, out towards Sriracha on the far side, whipped all the way across to Arn, who puts the deadest ball I've ever seen into the box, but we should retain it from the clearance, so it's not that bad. Sriracha switches at far side as fast as he can muster it. Rio's there, trying to redirect the pass from McGregor out towards Ralston. Time is running out, man, and running out fast. That's why we said that 2-1 lead was never a fucking comfortable lead to have. Just at one bit of defensive ineptitude and we were fucked, and it's happened. Forrest pretty much just doing what he can there. That's a good ball into space. Ralston's got good control there, does well to chip up, but nobody's even close to the space, and Charles Cook will do what he can to just get towards the byline. Rio's been challenged down. That should be a throw in for us at the very least, but apparently not. Throw in for Motherwell instead. Should it get stressful from here? Not good at all. Motherwell will be bringing on their final few changes for this one, which will just only add a few extra minutes on. Well, but an extra minute or so on, I would say. Hendry and Priestman are the ones that are gracing the field. Justin Maswahise are coming off. Oh, this is not ideal at all, man. We have about 2 minutes and then what was left of additional time to basically save our season, or at least give us a major chance to not have to go out and probably put in the best performance of the entire season in the last day. Because it means anything besides a 3-0 win as it stands, we're done, and it only gets worse obviously if Hearts score anymore, which thankfully they haven't, so there's that at least. But no, it ties up goal difference, we go ahead. Mathematics, virtual think about it, 5 goals, which 3 into 5 is more than half. Tied on points, we'd have to take it on goal difference, and the only way to do that as it stands, 3-0 win. That is a minimum. Unless obviously we dig in for the final few minutes here. The boys know the context of what they need to do if they don't. It's either score late at Fir Park or score great at Celtic Park, and a great amount of them. Otherwise it's going to get very complicated very quickly. We're still trying to go for this though. Ball into the box is half-hearted at best. It doesn't even fucking find anyone, it just hits the top of the net. And you have the audacity to smile, Sriracha, man. Doesn't change. Still within that 3-goal bracket. Jesus fucking Christ. Even with this, right, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. Mathematically, once this updates, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Even if it's 6, you still level it up. That's what I'm saying. It goes then on to goals for, and as it stands right now, Celtic are still leading in that sense. Just see how much added time there is. Motherwell have done this thing where they slowed the game down as... Yeah, that's... Yeah, you've got on there, virtual well. I don't know how many time has been added on, there's no confirmation coming up on my screen as of now, but we are past the 9, eh? And obviously Celtic can still fuck this, we concede and the league's over. I was only say, just give the foul when the initial thing happens, man, it's like 20 minutes. Aye. So we would still need to win, but the 5 has just came up there, thank you for that clarifying, appreciate you. Well, the next 5 minutes are massive. Kids are created in this fucking time frame, that tells you how important this fucking window of time is for us. Apparently no foul for McGregor getting tripped, but McGregor, oh my fucking god. Put your burners on here, please. I thank you, Scales, gets it back towards him in the end. This is stress, man. This is absolute fucking stress. Nicholson, who's just came on, he's going to probably pretend he's been injured. There's a yellow card coming out for us because of course there is. Unless there's one coming out for Motherwell as well, I don't understand what that's for. I think it was for that kind of off the ball incident on McGregor. Just slipping and sliding all about the place, man. 2 goals and 10 subs and they've ended on about 5 minutes, yep. Seems about right. Another time. Well, this is, I hate that time wasting shit. I know it's because they get guaranteed 4th for this. I get why they're doing it, but come on, fuck. Nice little pass around there. It's going to be a throw in for them in a dangerous enough area. I don't like this at all, man. They've genuinely taken about 40 seconds to get this throw in. For fuck's sake, man. Spent about 2 minutes of this added time just waiting for them to get a fucking throw off. And now they're down, oh, I am crippled and injured. Get your ass up, man. I hate that so much, man. Where the fuck's the integrity in your goddamn fucking sport? Aye, and as soon as Ralston basically insults him up on his feet, instantly ready to square go. Gotta grab your fucking poof. Jesus Christ. Sad to believe these cunts were actually title contenders with us at some point. Doesn't even get touched like that. That's the type of shit that annoys me more than anything, man. You don't even get touched, brother. We got to go. And never mind, Scales has done fucking Scales things and just totally misread the ball. We might have just lost the league to this. If we lose the league to that, that would summarise our season fucking beautifully, honestly. Just a stupid, needless fucking defensive error once again. Scales dances forward. So actually doesn't necessarily deal with it, but it's out for a goal kick anyway. Forrest is not been great in a lot of aspects. We're still alive, but the mathematics don't really work out in our favour. It means that we'd need to, at minimum, beat Hearts by 3. Anything less than that, the title is theirs and they win it on our ground, which is even more fucking annoying. Brilliant work, lads. Literally do all the hard yards and then you fuck it at the penultimate hurdle. Good little bounce out there, you've got to try and shift it off the header. Doesn't necessarily work out. How the fuck that? They definitely came off the arm, man. I was going to say that or it was out of play, one of the two, but time is running out. We're basically going to need to send the ball forward. Sriracha pumps it back towards Trusty. It's basically do or die, lads. Motherwell pop it up, Ralston does win the first knock on, Maeda gets the second, Kelechi tries his best to spin away, it's cleared away for a throw in the far end. Oh man, it's getting fucking... About 10-15 seconds left and then whatever's the referee wants to add on top of the stoppages inside that 5 minutes. Ball into the box has popped up and away, that's going to just bobble on out for you, another throw in. There's a few players that are down and injured. I mean, Trusty does get caught in the air, to be honest, but it would be pretty soft, to be fully honest with you. They're checking it. Oh, it's for the elbow, actually. I thought there was just like a collision. There was an elbow there. There might be a late penalty check going on here. He does get elbowed in the face, by the way. That is... Please. That'd be nice. Please go to the monitor and look at this. I mean, there is contact, it is enough, but... It's just going to go down to with the referee's interpretation. There is an elbow, he definitely gets caught, but... It's down to the referee's interpretation, I suppose. Because it is a head knock. See, VAR's been so inconsistent. Like, I know that other teams get this call. There is a check ongoing for sure. We might... This is awkward. I'm not honestly sure. Like, I've seen these given against us, and I've seen them not given. But they're claiming... Oh, it might be for hand, actually. I just realised. It's hand, not just the elbow to the head, but there's also... Oh, there might be two. It might be handball for the top of this and the elbow. There's two potential routes here. It's a handball. We might just be given a penalty, and we have been given a penalty. We might just have our season saved. We might just still be alive. It's hard to argue with the call. I would have been soft if it was for the elbow. That I can agree with. But for the hand, yeah, it is. Oh my god, man. It's going to come down to a penalty fucking kick. We score it, it's in our hands against Hearts. And if we miss, then simply put, we need to win by 3. Oh, dude, my heart. This is the worst type of anxiety, man. It's right at the end of the game. Watchalong's going in the book. It's going to come down to Kelechi. Come on, big man. Kelechi scores! We're fucking still alive! Come on! It's taken us right to the death in a huge stroke of luck! But 98th minute penalty, we're not done yet! Always keep a fucking view of the rear mirror. They're always closer than they appear. We're still alive. Holy fucking shit. That will cause a few bits of controversy, you can already tell, but it is a penalty by rules of the game, I suppose. I thought it would have been for the elbow, but it was given for the handball on the top of the head. It's shown the replay. It's definitely contact for sure. But Aniacho's put it into the bottom corner and he's done the Messi celebration, shut up into the... Holy fucking shit. Oh my god, man, my heart was in my mouth. That could have been stressful. I thought when it left his boot, he was honestly hitting the post. And now it's just down to... Oh my god, man. Right, now we need the whistle to blow. Pitch invasion, as you would expect. I mean, fuck's sake, it is massive for us in the context of this season. Absolutely massive. Apparently Hibs have scored in the last minute. What the fuck is going on over there? Hibs have apparently scored. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. Oh my god, that means... Oh my god, it is full way! They've blown the whistle for... They've blown the whistle. I didn't even hear it. I looked over and I just seen Martin O'Neill was shaking the hands. He asked, it's over. We've won. We're still alive. What the fuck? Bro. Fuck this sleep, man. What happened? We've shithoused that to some degree, but I'll tell you fucking what, it was a penalty. Motherwell, they definitely will feel hard done by 100%, but oh my god, man, fuck's sake. Never, under any circumstance, let me ever see Trusty and Scales as a fucking combination after this season ends. I don't deserve to age 16 months every time I watch a fucking football match between these cunts. Like, fair play to Celtic for getting the job done, but... Right, for those that are new here, or for those that are obviously been here a long time, you know the drill now. This is going to be a very loud yes, so I do, apologise, but it has to be done. Sorry neighbours in advance, can I have to do this now? Gentlemen! For the victory! For the win! And quite frankly, for whatever the fuck that was, because, like, I mean, Negrin wonder goal and then last minute penalty. Can't write fucking scenes better than that. Anyway. Fucking yes! Yes! We take it. Oh. Bro, my heart rate sits at like 100 naturally, man. Like, this is just sitting at fucking 200 now, most likely. Oh my god. I can't answer well I'm on if I can't do that. Oh my god, we needed that, man. We absolutely fucking needed that. 100%, man. We came through when it needed. And I mean, just to add to all the context of what's happening, let's have a look at the Premiership results, because holy Christ. Thank you for updating. Yeah, there you go. There's your confirmation. Let me just pull this up here. The Hibs did indeed win the game late on against... Well, oh my god, I just realised another Spurs loan. A Spurs loanee scored against the team that has the other Spurs loanee, but in 90th minute winner for Hibs means that they're still in the title, well, still not in the title fight, but still in the charge for a European title anyway. They can still, if they beat Motherwell anyway, on the last day they can do it. Holy Christ, man. Last one 3-0 is so just as well one. Yeah, I mean, either way, we still need to win. Right, that's the minimum, right? But it's just the fact that we don't need to win by a specific amount, because that would probably get to the players. But Jesus Christ. Consider the fact there was only a point between us at the start of this split, it kind of makes sense that it's pretty much the same heading into towards the end of it. I mean, fucking hell, man. I feel bad for Rangers in some ways. I mean, I want to clarify this. I don't feel bad for them. It's hilarious watching their fall off. But I feel bad for them in the sense that they've basically watched one of the most dramatic title fights ever unfold without them being in the fucking picture. Right, I mean, Hearts are scoring late goals against Hibs, putting on brilliant performances and late wins against fucking Motherwell and all that day, but then, like, showing some real fight against Rangers, I should say, getting a decent hard-fought draw against Motherwell. We're coming up with 3-1 wins against our old firm fucking rivals, or Glasgow derby rivals, for those that prefer that term, and obviously numerous very dramatic late goals. Right, they did that against Hibs, 82nd minute that one was, to win the game there, and then obviously 98th minute Kelechi comes and gets that penalty for us. It was super brutal, is probably the nicest way to summarise it. My heart is in shambles, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. Part of me is absolutely fucking... I knew before I even went live for this, I'm going to have a long night. I knew it was going to be close, but 3-2 is insane, by the way. Like, a fair play to Motherwell, because, I mean, you think after they get the equaliser they've done what they've needed to do, you think they've got the job done. But, again... That is stress. I'm pretty sure that is the table as it stands, but we'll get a refresh just in case, so you can get a more concrete look at it. But yeah, that is how it looks going into the final day. Rangers are officially out of the title fight. In fact, it's actually more reasonable that Motherwell could finish closer to Rangers than Rangers finished to Celtic, which is incredible in a lot of ways. But Hibs are within that realm of pretty much in the same position as us, actually. If they beat Motherwell on the last day, they get European football, and if we beat Hearts on the last day, we get the title. But I mean, Hearts just came off an impressive 3-0 win and looked pretty convincing in it based on what I've been hearing, so it's certainly not set in stone, man. We really had to dig in at times for that, and thankfully for us we won, but it was not comfortable at all, man. You get your meds after that one. I need meds, I need like a fucking cold whiskey, I need every conceivable thing that can calm a man's nerves, right? You get me beside a fucking calm lake cabin with a nice little rustling ocean view or something, man, because I need to de-stress now. Imagine what that's doing to Martin O'Neill's heart, man. We're sitting talking about it. He's 5 years old. He's sitting in that... Imagine what he must be like. He must be walking back to that fucking dressing room just... Lads, I have to leave this team or I'm going to have a fucking stroke, I swear to God. He must be raging with him, man. It's like, yous have just added 10 years to my life and I'm already, like, near death's door. What the fuck are yous talking about, man? Let's stop, please. Like, Trusty was miserable today, man. He was, again, for the second game in a row, Mr. Inconsistent himself, man. He was not fucking good to watch, but some of them saved themselves. Maeda came up with a goal, which was nice. Negrin's finish for range was decent. It was pretty much the only fucking thing we've seen him do that entire match. Kelechi's scoring was nice. He had that shot for range, which was always good to see as well, I guess, but I just hope O'Neill's statue's currently been designed. If it does, man, I tell you right now, man, it better just be a picture of him like staring down at the Celtic badge with just like a smile that like a dad gives a like father that's been really shit, like a dad gives a son in like a baseball game when they have a shit game and they like strike out 4 times, but you're just like, that's my boy right there. That's O'Neill right now. He's like, thank Christ, these guys are like, I love these guys, but Jesus Christ, you know. Nah, man, we didn't rise up with the fucking Undertaker, man. VAR did. To be honest, I thought it was going to be given for the elbow contact on Trusty's head at first, but even into real time, I'm like, that seems a bit too soft. But once it came up that it was a handball check, I'm like, because I never even looked at where his fucking hand was. I just presumed that it, like, his arm was up here, so I presumed it came off his head. But when you see the replay, his arm's here and it bounces there. So if his arm isn't there, then they're fine, but because the Motherwell man's just for whatever reason put his arm in an unnatural position, that has quite literally given us the best chance to win the title, because as long as we win, that's it. I mean, Motherwell know as long as they don't lose, Celtic know all they need to do is win. It is the polar extremes of what needs to be done now, because again, Tynecastle usually is a fortress for Hearts, but they're a bit different away from home, and Celtic have been very on and off when it comes to form at home. We've lost to Edinburgh sides at Celtic Park numerous times this season already, so that final match day definitely has nothing short of like an absolute fucking script upon script to be written out, because it's massive. And obviously I will have to be covering it now because we won the game, which is great for yous, I suppose, but fucking stressful for me, because it means I now need to go and fucking mentally prepare myself for that, because it's, well, I mean, not necessarily an early kick-off per se, but I need to get up relatively early to do all the kind of pre-match stuff, the thumbnails and all the kind of key research, especially when the team sheets get announced, because who knows what Celtic's starting 11 will be. I didn't really see too much for Tenected today, to be honest. It's hard to even say who man of the match would be for me. It's a hard one. I'd say McGregor had a really good second half though. He was one of the more noticeable players that put in a bit more a pragmatic shift that showed up a bit more than some of the others in the midfield. You'd have to say, like Negrin, yeah, he scored that goal for range, but besides that, very limited play on. Decent with the long passes and spreading the play, but couldn't really keep the close touches in control. When Rio came on, same kind of story. At least McGregor was winning balls back in the midfield, trying to track things down. Didn't really have the greatest first half. You can say the same for basically any one of those players on that pitch. The second half was very dicey towards the end, and again, Motherwell will feel a wee bit hard done by. I think 2-2 would have probably been a fairer result for them, but as a Celtic fan, yes, I don't give a shit. That's hilarious, you know. Like Motherwell, if they should be good enough to get the job done against Hibs, in my opinion, to lock in fourth. I feel like if they finished fifth where they were like a month and a half ago, that would be very disrespectful to them as a season, because even if they do finish fifth, most people wouldn't have even put them there. I had them at best finishing sixth, so the fact that they have a chance to go for fourth, give them credit. I mean, it's just stress. This entire split has been stress. We're scoring goals but we're conceding them. So that's why I'm really happy that goal difference isn't a factor in that final day, because if we lose, then that's it. If we draw, that's it. If we win, doesn't matter, because we're 2 points ahead and we win the title in a very, very typical Celtic way. Just absolute fucking bare minimum, but somehow just enough to win somehow. If we can do that, fantastic, but I'm not really looking forward to the game a few days from now, because again, Motherwell, they basically showed us exactly what our fucking problems were. Defensive ineptitude, man. If we don't have that figured out for a few days from now, you might as well cut it off early. But you will get me for that in a few days from now. So if you have any more questions in chat before I wrap things up, because it's already getting fairly late for those that are in the UK. So it's one of those. Don't just scare the shit out of you with the sound of, oh fuck's sake, alright, and the first golden gears. Fair enough, no man. You'll drop to your knees like that lad for Shawshank Redemption. Oof, I know. I'll tell you what, by the way, man, for not even that, it'll be like fucking... for me, that would be a more accurate one. Nah. Just that fucking bit for the scary movie, like 2, or is it the second one, the one with the crop circle? With the president pure opens the doors. I just want to say you're all shit, but I wish you the best of luck, and then closes the door again. It's just, that's my like whole attitude to this right now. It's like, I have put my expectations at like, we should win, but I'm not expecting it. Like, if we lose, I'll be annoyed, yes, it's kind of obvious, but I won't be like heartbroken, because I've been mentally seeing, like, I've had to witness every minute of this team play this season. The fact that they're even in a title fight is fucking insane, right? Like, let's be honest, what team wins 8 games in the SPFL and loses 8 games in the SPFL and still has a chance of winning the title? Nobody. But we can somehow do that if we beat the best in form team right now currently, I would say, in Hearts. So that game is massive, because it's simply whoever plays better on the day wins it. It's not necessarily a league match, it's more of a cup final. Whoever wins it wins the title. It's that straightforward. And Celtic have the fail-safe of knowing that we can still win the cup against Dunfermline, but I wouldn't even give that a guaranteed win based on the way we're playing now, especially if we fuck it to Hearts, because it might just kick the momentum that we've built up, because that's pretty much what saved us, realistically, right? It's just been us being able to dig out results, even when we've not been at our best. Hearts were very much the better team on paper the day with their game against Falkirk. Statistically, they were fine, but mad. I think that's pretty much everything that needs to be covered here anyway. I'm going to get ready to head off and do what's necessary. So, I mean, I'm thankful that we've got the what was it with the Motherwell blue jerseys. If you're from North Lanarkshire, or if you're from the area, you'll probably know about the Big Blue. Big Blue used to be like it was like, see what Ravenscraig used to be, if you're aware of where that is. I know you're from Ireland, Shamrock, so I don't think you would know, but where Ravenscraig used to be, it was like an old, like coal, like mining kind of place, and the thing that they kept a lot of the kind of gases and stuff in, it was called Big Blue. It was just a big ass blue container, and it was quite iconic and like in the landscape of Motherwell. So it was kind of designed after that same colour part, white, the white for the inside of the silo and the blue the outside, but it's just more like North Lanarkshire colours too. So there's your history lesson as well. There's your fun fact for the day if you didn't know why their kit has that blue in it. It's the same, you know, like most kits, especially if they have a totally different colour dynamic, there's usually like either a historical reason or a community reason. And there you go, yeah, Big Blue. Just, it used to be one of the best, well, not one of the best, but one of the bigger mining operations around here. A lot of coal, that's what North Lanarkshire was basically known for. That's what my hometown was known for as well. Coalbridge and Airdrie is pretty much notorious for that, so. Time to wrap things up, I suppose. Let me get the outro music up and running. If it would like to. Thank you, thanks, Jesus. Right. Suffering over. We managed to get the 3 points. We'll be back again in a few days for now. Hopefully for what could be a very good day or a really bad one. I am not looking forward to this at all. I appreciate you, Jimmy. That's very kind of you, mate. But thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to come along. It's been a pleasure doing what we need to do. That's very Nice to see you, Megan, right at the end as well. Hope you will. If you want to talk to us in the Discord afterwards, you're more than welcome to do so. But it's nice to see you. I mean, yeah, it's very good that we won. We needed at least 3 points, and we got that. So as long as we capitalise on it and don't make all those fucking stressful match days over the last few weeks for nothing, I'll take it. It's just gives us some. Every public house in Ireland will be back 100%, Monday 100%. But it's not on your way up. Huh? You on the road, you travel. Oh, Barance, why is it coming in right at the end? It's nice to see you all right at the end, man. You live in Hamilton, you get a flipped over reason. Oh, well, there you go. Case in point. Yeah, I used to go to college right beside it, so that's how I learned that. Oh, you're headed in for London, that's more than fine. I know worries if you can't make it then, I think that's more than sound. Just make sure you're staying safe on the roads. It'll hope you're enjoying yourself and staying safe. Makes sense. Yeah, with the San Andreas. That's why I was saying at the start of the game, I love the collar design. It's fucking gorgeous. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that is everything that needs to be called. If you want to join us for the next stream, you're more than welcome to do so. That will be, like I said, you can see on your screen there, 16th of May. It's a few days for now, and a few days before my mother's birthday, which is always nice. And hopefully get a nice little early present in her regard. Even though she's a Rangers fan, so technically for her it would be Hearts winning. So in that case, don't do that. Let Celtic win. That'd be good. But yeah. Don't forget Shamrock Rovers. Who could forget? Can never forget Shamrock Rovers. It's good to see that they're, I mean, not necessarily playing as good as they have in previous seasons, but they're still playing well enough, right? Anyway, thank you for everyone popping in late to check in. It's always nice here. Let's get ready to wrap this up. So, like I said, you can join us on the 16th of May. That's appreciated, Megan. We'll absolutely appreciate having you there. And hopefully we can get ourselves a title. If we can, fantastic, considering how fucking dead this season looked in the water, as far back even as February. We'll absolutely take that. And to anyone here, thank you for watching, thank you for taking the time to do so. If you've been here for the whole time or just a little bit of it, appreciated nonetheless. Anyone that's subscribed as well, thank you. I haven't checked or even asked in this stream, to be honest, because of the amount of shit that was going on, so we'll take that one. But we'll see you next time, and hopefully it'll be for one of the best occasions that we've asked for in a good while. It'll be a good way to sign off this season for sure, and definitely one of the way to sign off the consistent streams, to be fully honest. But nice to see you, Lawrence. Likewise with you, Shrang. I appreciate you all. Megan, Flash, Shuto, everyone in general, Branch, Kenny, thank you all. Appreciate you as always. You take it easy, enjoy yourselves, and until next time, and as always, Celtic are still the best goddamn team on the earth. See you then. Hopefully we don't get absolutely fucking baffled, because if we do, then this is going to be a very stressful time and things for you. But enjoy your night, ladies and gentlemen. Take it easy. Likewise with you, Jimmy, mate. Absolute pleasure to have you, chat as always. Catch you after. Enjoy yourselves. Hail. Have a good one. Enjoy. Man, this next game's going to be stressful. See you then, boys. See you then. We'll take it. A win is a win.